This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network. We broadcast from our studios at 6 Bradley Avenue, Kingston 10, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band. 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester. Transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew, and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Coopers Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James. Serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on the World Wide Web on nationwideradiojm.com and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Put your money in motion. Drive VMW, VM Wealth Management. Transform your everyday.
The time by VM Wealth Management is
6 o'clock. From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning. Good morning to you. I'm Tana Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Tuesday, August 12, 2025. Schools to reopen September 1 as scheduled. The JLP to hit the ground running now that the date for the general election is set. Government plans to repurpose the Riverton City dump as a prime spot for economic development. In regional news, Dominican Republic deports more than 30,000 Haitians in July. In international news, Trump says he's placing Washington police under federal control and activating the National Guard. In sports, West Indies and Pakistan set for third and final one-day international later this Tuesday morning. And in business, U.S. and China extend a trade truce for another 90 days. The details after the break.
Keep it cool, keep it cool. Summertime hot, but we have all the tools. Keep it cool, keep it cool. No ways to see it, you just have to choose. Stay out of the fridge, just use a igloo. Remember your Kisco ice and the juice. The fan AC combo, yeah, I hit that. AC for a bit, then a fan after that. Keep it cool, keep it cool. This summer JPS have all the tools. Keep you cool with JPS. Download the JPS app today.
Catch the first news of the day. A comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Schools will open on Monday, September 1, as originally scheduled, despite general elections being announced for Wednesday, September 3. The Ministry of Education made the announcement on Monday following consultations with a number of stakeholders. These include the Jamaica Teachers Association, the Jamaica Independent Schools Association, the Jamaica Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, the National Parent Teachers Association of Jamaica, and the Electoral Office of Jamaica. In a statement, the ministry says all schools will be closed on September 3 in observance of Election Day. Schools designated as polling stations will close at noon on Tuesday, September 2, to facilitate preparations for the general elections. Schools will resume operations on Thursday, September 4, in various modalities to include face-to-face, remote, online, and computer-based engagement. This will be determined by local circumstances. The ministry says full face-to-face operations will resume on Friday, September 5. Additionally, the ministry notes that the Christmas holiday break will be from Thursday, December 18, 2025 to January 4, 2026. The ministry is urging all school administrators to ensure that this is implemented and to communicate with their respective board chairpersons should any challenges arise that hinder the timely resumption of classes. Full speed ahead. The JLP says it's going to hit the ground running now that the date for the general election is set. Dr. Christopher Tufton is the party's election campaign committee chairman.
The program has started off well, we believe. We are working on ensuring that Jamaicans are aware of what we have done, a track record of performance, that we motivate our key players, activists on the ground, but do so in a way that also carries an important message and demonstrates competence both in the event as well as in the substance that is articulated at the event. We thought that went well. There are a number of other things that will happen this week. The principle generally is really to take the message out on the ground to not just rally our political activists and supporters, but also make an appeal to Jamaicans generally.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness announced the election date at the JLP's mass rally in Halfway Tree on Sunday. Prime Minister Holness named September 3 as the date for the country's 19th general election, with nomination day set for August 18. Dr. Tufton says the JLP administration will not take the Jamaican people for granted. He promises that the government will maintain its current program of reforms and benefits, which he believes will secure the JLP a third term. The JLP campaign chairman also responded to criticism from the PNP about the date chosen for the elections. According to Dr. Tufton, September 3 was strategically chosen.
There is no rule that says it should be anything less than 5 years. There are rules around beyond 5 years, and we have kept within the 5 years. Political organizations time these things, obviously, for the maximum advantage. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. They have done it in their time. So to be critical of the very same approach that they have taken in their time is to suggest that they are concerned, and that's their prerogative. We're very focused. We're following the rules of engagement, complying with the law, and yes, we will take whatever advantage we can because we feel that we're the best option at this point in time.
Dr. Christopher Tufton, chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party's 2025 campaign committee. Dr. Tufton was speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Monday. Meanwhile, Dr. Tufton says the JLP's 2025 election manifesto is ready, but he says the party is awaiting the appropriate time to unveil it to the country.
It is in a position where we can, if we need to, discuss or launch, but there's a timing that we think is appropriate. Policy is evolves, and therefore there's always considerations around additional programs that we may want to add or review. And that's the nature of how this thing works. So the long short of it is that a lot of work has gone in our manifesto, and at the appropriate time it will be tabled and discussed.
Dr. Christopher Tufton, chairman of the JLP 2025 election campaign committee. The comment comes as the PNP is set to release its own manifesto in the coming hours, but Dr. Tufton dismissed the PNP's proposed policy solutions to date as lacking in substance.
Our program is not going to be influenced by what the PNP does. They have their program. They have their reason for their program. It's a program that we believe does not say a lot in terms of what they intend to do for the country up to this point. So they may be feeling concerned and, deciding that they're going to put something out. I think it's good for democracy. We certainly anxiously await what those ideas represent. We are on a different trajectory. We have been in government for 9 years. We are asking for a third term. And our plan has to be guided by our legacy, our history, and then where we want to go from here. So,
Dr. Christopher Tufton, chairman of the JLP's 2025 election campaign committee. Public commentator Wayne Chen says Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness must do more to tell his personal story to voters ahead of the next general election. He says Holness's story is a compelling one.
You have to campaign in poetry, even if you have to govern in prose. An important part of his poetry is his own story. He put on it last night and he brought his mother on stage, which I thought was a touching moment. He mentioned his father, the one in St. Elizabeth. Yes. He talked about his own journey from a boardhouse in Spanish Town. But I think the bigger audience needs to hear more of his own journey. He is a human and he may have erred here and there, but he must tell his story because his story is a compelling story. Whether you're green, orange, or no color at all, he has a compelling story to tell. And I don't think he tells it often enough. And last night he told it emotionally. He needs to show more of that vulnerable human side.
During his address at the JLP's mass rally on Sunday, Dr. Holness told stories of his upbringing with his parents in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. The Prime Minister's mother also sat on stage with his party officials following his arrival to the rally. Mr. Chen says Dr. Holness should use aspects of his personal life to his advantage in appealing to the electorate.
Yes, he's always well turned out and all of this, but he assumes that many of us know his story, but we don't. Political narrative is a funny thing, It's stories. It's the stories they tell us and the stories we believe and we resonate with or we relate to. And I think the Prime Minister is not playing to one of his potential strengths, which is telling his story of how he met Juliet, how they were at primary school, how they went to St. Catherine's High School, whatever. A senior politician many years ago said that in politics you have to be a pedagogue. Even when you're tired of telling the story, you have to repeat. It's something, and it comes back to the whole notion of message discipline. Understand firstly what resonates, and repeat.
Wayne Chen, a public commentator, he was speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Monday. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says his government will repurpose the Riverton City dump in Western St. Andrew as a prime spot for economic development. The pledge forms part of the Holness administration's plan to decommission the dump and also establish a public-private partnership for garbage collection. Gianni Willie has more in this report.
Speaking at the Jamaica Labour Party's mass rally on Sunday, Dr. Holness declared that he's not pleased with the state of cleanliness across the island. He outlined a 3-stage plan to improve the situation. The transformation of Riverton City will be a key part of the effort.
We will build a new sanitary landfill. We have already identified where that will be, and we have done the work on that, and we will decommission Riverton City as a dump as it is. We will work with the communities that are in and around Riverton City, and eventually Riverton City will become the next frontier for economic development in Kingston. If we are able to do that, decommission Riverton City, clear it up, take off the rubbish off it, and make those lands available, it will take time. But if we do that, we immediately improve the health of the people of Kingston.
Dr. Holness says the government will also engage private operators to assist in garbage collection across the country.
In our next term, we will start by engaging a public-private partnership with the private sector to increase the number of garbage collection units that we have right across the island. It will be contracted out in a significant way, which will ensure that every community in Jamaica will have regular garbage collection services.
The administration further intends to establish a plastic-to-energy recycling plant.
The big thing that we're going to do is to introduce a massive program of recycling of waste, which will include the separation of garbage and to turn waste into energy. This is not a promise. This is something that we have already studied, we have already done, and we will start to implement in the 3 phases I've mentioned. What that means is that your plastic will have value because the plastic will become the fuel for the new energy plant.
Gianni Willie for Nationwide News.
Minister with responsibility for water, Matthew Samuda, says a third term for the Andrew Holness-led administration will result in 6 water improvement projects being completed across the island. Minister Samuda was speaking at the JLP mass rally in Halfway Tree Square on Sunday.
We will go further, and we care about rural Jamaicans. It is why in the next term, we will start 6 major water projects that will benefit 38,000 more Jamaicans, including Agwater Vale and Mason Hall in St. Mary, Albert Town in Southern Trelawney, Union and Balaclava in St. Elizabeth, Port Morant in St. Thomas, Green Park to Bamboo in St. Ann. You see, labor rights, we're not leaving anybody behind because we choose Jamaica.
He says the plans are also in train to improve water supply in several town centres.
But we're not ignoring our town centres. Many of our town centres have water trouble, even in places like West Kingston. That is why this government will tear out the leaking pipes, will replace the rotting pipes and lay brand new pipes, and cut leaks from an average of 65% to 35% next term.
Matthew Samuda, Minister with responsibility for water. Meanwhile, Minister Samuda notes that several water improvement projects are also coming for Western parishes. He notes that this is in addition to the Rio Cobre water treatment plant.
We are also very focused on those in the West who continue to suffer. It is why we will replace cross-country mains from places like Falmouth to Negril, so communities like Rose Heights and Green Island no longer will suffer. We will complete the construction of the Rio Cobre water treatment plant to once and for all solve the water problems in Kingston and St. Andrew, Portmore and Spanish Town.
Matthew Samuda, Minister with responsibility for water. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:15.
Decorate like a designer with BH Paints. The temperature brought to you by BH Paints is
27 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, 26 out west in Montego Bay, and in Mandeville, 21 degrees Celsius.
Parents, make this back-to-school season hassle-free and visit Stationery World and Book Center Limited. Get books for all ages, school supplies, uniforms, shoes, and much more. You can also get your office supplies and office furniture at one location. WhatsApp your book list to 876-298-1526 or visit them in Kingston at 5 Sandringham Avenue or their new location at Morant Bay Urban Center, St. Thomas. Call 876-618-7922 or 876-619-093122. Stationery World, there is meaning in our name.
In regional and international news this morning, regional news, the Dominican Republic has reported that it has repatriated a total of 31,462 Haitian nationals with irregular immigration status for the month of July. The figure was shared by the General Directorate of Migration, GDM. It represents an uptick over the figure reported in June, 30,700. Still, it falls below the 34,000 deported in May. The July statistics coincide with new measures the GDM has implemented to ramp up deportations. The agency deployed 400 new agents across 19 provinces to strengthen institutional presence in areas with high migratory mobility. Another 400 recruits have begun training, with plans to expand the workforce to 12 provinces and 2 strategic municipalities. U.S. President Donald Trump on Monday said he was taking over Washington's police department and activating 800 members of the National Guard. This, he says, is in the hopes of reducing crime, even as city officials stressed crime is already falling in the nation's capital. The president, flanked by his attorney general, his defense secretary, and the FBI director, said he was declaring a public safety emergency. He said his administration would also be removing homeless encampments. The move reflects an escalation of Trump's aggressive approach to law enforcement. The District of Columbia's status as a congressionally established federal district gives him a unique opportunity to push his tough on crime agenda. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
Plug into the sun with Peak Energy Solutions. We are your affordable provider for everything solar. Grid tie or off-grid solar P systems, solar air conditioners, panels, lithium batteries, solar supplies, and installation. Visit us at Shop 1, 3 Mosquito Valley Road, Red Hills, St. Andrew. Call 876-279-8820 or 944-0668. Or email us at peakenergysolutionsja@gmail.com. Peak Energy for everything solar.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales for a better choice in the electrical business.
This message is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Do you have the financing to support a long-term investment program in water? And the answer to that is yes, because we have managed the economy in such a way as to be able to do that. We deliberately make a point of every week either breaking ground, handing over, turning on, not announcing, because it shows you the track record of delivery. So you can have faith in that yes, you don't have it now, but there is a program in place backed by good fiscal management so that it can project the revenues into the future to support the future project. And that's what you want. You want government policy with endurance.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Time now for your morning sports. West Indies Test captain Roston Chase says the team will go into Tuesday's third and final one-day international against Pakistan, armed with the knowledge that a victory would greatly improve their chances of an automatic spot at the 2027 World Cup. The series is tied up at 1 apiece. The teams are set to square off in just about 2 hours from now at the Brian Lara Stadium in Tarouba. The two-time world champions West Indies won the second game by 5 wickets on Sunday to level the series and to break their long-standing losing streak in the format. The top 9 teams in the ICC ranking at the cutoff point will gain spots at the World Cup, a fact that's not lost on Chase, given the Windies are holding on to the 9th and final spot.
Any ODI series that we have from here on now is very important because we need to qualify for the World Cup outright so that we don't have to go into any qualifiers. So every ODI that we play from here, we're looking for full points.
Chase says though the importance of automatic qualification to the World Cup is paramount, they also want to end the home summer on a big note.
Yes, it's a big motivation. I mean, we get a lot of licks lately from the Republic because we've not been in a good vein of form. So for us to come and beat them here, to give the fans a bit of a relief, a bit of joy, and then also not winning from in the 90s, that would be a big achievement for us as well.
Roston Chase. Jamaica will open their campaign at the West Indies Rising Stars Under-17 Men's Cricket Championship with a matchup against the Leeward Islands at the Pier Recreational Ground in Trinidad on Tuesday starting at 9 a.m. Jamaica time. The Jamaica game is one of three on the opening day of competition. Host Trinidad and Tobago battles Barbados at Inshan Ali Park and the Windward Islands against Guyana at the National Cricket Centre in Couva. Now, twin sisters Dejanay and Devonay Lewis are two of the success stories following the conclusion of the 2025 Jamaica Women's Premier League on Sunday. Dejanay played for Los Perfectos, while Devonay laced up her boots for champions Fraser's Whip. Both sisters received scholarships to the University of Maine at Fort Kent. Devonay, who received a partial football and academic scholarship, will be studying business management.
I'm very interested in the business field. I have an entrepreneurial mind and I really just have a love for business. It feels great because, I'm coming from somewhere where I felt like I didn't have that support behind me because not everyone was a fan for females in football. To know that I have people that love and care about me and support me right through and through, follow me right through and through, it really feels great within. Not everybody have that type of support behind them. So it feels good to know that I have this big of a support behind me.
Devonay Lewis. Meanwhile, Dejanay will be studying nursing.
Nursing, so if you get a cut, you know to call me. The support, as usual, it's always big, always amazing, You've always seen my mom at my matches. Never missed one yet.
Dejanay Lewis wrapping up your morning sports.
Are your devices accurate? Are they calibrated? Even small errors can lead to big problems. That's why Jamaicans trust the Bureau of Standards Jamaica. From food to fuel, health to hardware, our metrology and testing division provides world-class calibration and measurement services to keep your devices precise and your business meeting global standards. Whether you're weighing goods, monitoring temperature, or relying on the accuracy of devices, we get it right every time. Our advanced equipment and experts help you move with confidence. Call 876-618-1534 or visit bsj.org.jm. The Bureau of Standards Jamaica. From lab to market, the power of precision, powering accuracy, ensuring safety.
In business this morning, the U.S. and China have extended their trade truce for another 90 days, just hours before the world's two biggest economies were set to raise tariffs on each other. On Monday, U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order to keep the pause in place until November 10. Beijing also announced an extension. It means the U.S. will hold its levy on Chinese imports at 30%, while China will keep a 10% tariff on American goods. Washington had threatened trade taxes as high as 145% on Chinese products earlier this year, with Beijing hitting back with duties of 125% on U.S. shipments. The rates for both countries were scaled back after a round of trade talks in Geneva in May. The latest extension will give more time for further negotiations about what the White House describes as remedying trade imbalances and unfair trade practices. It cited a trade deficit of nearly $300 billion with China in 2024, the largest among any of its trading partners. The statement said the talks will also aim to increase access for U.S. exporters to China and address national security and economic issues. Now, U.S. President Donald Trump has picked a conservative think tank economist to lead the Bureau of Labor Statistics after firing its previous head following weaker than expected job data. The president said he was nominating E.J. Anthony, a federal budget analyst at the Heritage Foundation, to be commissioner of the key economic institution. Posting on Truth Social, Trump said, "Our economy is booming and EJ will ensure that the numbers released are honest and accurate." Trump fired Commissioner Erica McIntyre earlier in August. He claimed she had rigged job figures to make him look bad. The accusation drew sharp criticism from economists across the political spectrum. The U.S. Senate, which is controlled by Trump's fellow Republicans, needs to confirm the appointment. And in foreign exchange trading this morning, the Jamaican dollar has gained 9 cents and will open trading, selling for an average $161.17 against the benchmark U.S. dollar. The Jamaican has gained $1.02 and will open, selling for an average $117.47 against the Canadian. And finally, the Jamaican has lost 16 cents and will begin trading for an average $215.84 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
Clear your barrels and personal shipments with ease and convenience. Request a customs contactless clearance today through CCP at jca.gov.jm. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
6:29.
Truth is, HIV affects everyone. Truth is, avoiding care leads to a weaker immune system. That means you could get really sick. The truth is, the hardest pill to swallow isn't the medication. It's the problems that follow when you don't take them. Let's get through this together. Remain in care. You can live life to the fullest with HIV. And that's the truth. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
See clearly. If anybody asks you who I am, just stand up tall, look them in the face and say, I'm that star up in the sky, I'm that mountain peak up high. Hey, I made it. I'm the world's greatest, and I'm that little bit of hope. When my back's against the ropes, I can feel it. I'm the world's greatest. The world's greatest. The world's greatest. Ever. I am a giant. I am an eagle. Oh, I am a lion. Down in the jungle. I am am a marching band. I am the people. Oh, I am a helping hand. I am a hero. If anybody asks you who I am, just stand up tall, look them in the face and say, I'm that star up in the sky, I'm that mountain peak up high. Hey, I made it, I'm the world's greatest, and I'm that little bit of hope. When my back's against the ropes, I can feel it, I'm the world's greatest. In the ring of life, I'll reign love. I will reign in the world. We'll notice a king. It's darkness, I'll shine a light. And years of success remain in me. I'm that star in the sky. I'm that mountain peak up high. Hey, I made it. Said I made it. I'm the world's greatest. I'm that little bit. I'm that little bit of hope. I can feel it, I'm the world's greatest.
Good morning. You're tuned in to Nationwide This Morning, NTM, The Big Show. Thank you so much for coming on over and joining us in the online space. Of course, the online space, Nationwide 90 FM Live 2, our YouTube channel. Hello to all our friends out there in Radio Land listening on the FM band 90.3, 5.7.9. Good morning. And hello to our friends joining us on the app or from the website. Good morning to you as well. I'm Tawna Thomas.
Good morning, Tawna. Good morning, listeners. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, friends. Good morning, enemies. Good morning to all of you. Yes. What is that?
Friends, fun, countrymen.
There's a rapper called, but he doesn't rap anymore. Chamillionaire. You know Chamillionaire?
Yes, I do.
All my haters love. This one's for you. If I wasn't being me and I was in your shoes, I would probably hate me too. Good morning. Hey, haters.
Craig McKenzie, who normally says George.
Latoya.
Yeah,
man, she run out early, man. Morning, Latoya.
Morning to you, Latoya.
And the gentleman, Albert Morgan.
Yes.
Morning to you and all of the others who've mentioned us this morning, and a lot of you.
So I see Craig McKenzie saying, Tawna. Good morning to you, Craig McKenzie, and all of you in the chat as usual. Yeah, thank you so much for, as usual, keeping our company and engaging with us on the matters here on Nationwide this morning. So, on my mind this morning, the Prime Minister's speech at the JLP mass rally in Halfway Tree on Sunday. And for a lot of different people, George, there were several political messaging highlights, but there is a lone feature that seems to be hitting the right chords every time it is intertwined in a message that the Prime Minister delivers on the political hustings. On Sunday night, when it was featured as someone who was in the thick of it, there was this swell of support to indicate it connected deep with the thousands that gathered there in Halfway Tree, some of whom were brought to tears. Ricardo and I and some others, when we got back to Broadcast House on Sunday night, were talking about it, how people actually cried. People actually cried in Halfway Tree during that messaging. So I'm speaking of the Andrew Holness story. The Prime Minister's life story was prominently carried in his presentation in his speech on Sunday. And it's a theme that he seems to be leaning into more and more, as it's one that is finding space in the psyche of many in the electorate, because simply they identify with what he's saying. This element of shared identity is becoming quite effective. And the Jamaican electorate, Georgian listeners, is made up of all different kind of people. A large cross-section of them, though, are what we here in Jamaica call, the trying people, or the trying youth, a trying man, the trying woman. In other words... No struggler. Yeah. So, in other words, them not born with much and have used education and the hustle as their avenues of upward mobility. And that 56 Cumberland Road boardhouse story a common feature of the Jamaican poor. For many, it's a boardhouse with the outside toilet and the outside kitchen that you remember. Many have lived it, and many in Jamaica, in different nook and crannies of the country, continue to live it. And the Prime Minister used his speech to reinforce his message that he's not far removed from the lived experiences of the ordinary Jamaican. Here's what he said.
I want to thank you, my family. You are my family. The struggles that you have gone through or are going through, I have gone through them, and I am going through them with you. It is not by mistake or by a courtesy that when I walk among the people, the elderly hold me and them say, "My son." People my age say, "My brother." And the young people them say, "Uncle." That is because they know they can identify with me as I identify with them.
It's a messaging that for some in the electorate brings them closer to the Prime Minister. You know, that relatability factor that you find with this sort of messaging. And he went further to say that his intimacy with the struggles, to illustrate what has strongly, rather his intimacy with the struggles, illustrates what has strongly guided his administration policies across social housing, public transportation, and funding for tertiary education, among other areas.
Again, I used to have to take the taxi and bus to school. Sometimes I couldn't bother because you couldn't get it. Sometimes the taxi man don't want to take you. So I used to walk to school, and I didn't mind. When I started at university, myself and my wife Juliet will tell you that we used to take the bus. That time it was 250,000 bus. Right? It's from Spanish Town to university. We know the Jamaican struggle. No gold spoon, no privilege, no tapanaris. And that is why we make policy for the benefit of the people, because we know what the people go through. This is not something that we read in textbook. That is why we have made the investment in improving the JUTC. The JUTC is now the most efficient it has ever been. We are approaching close to $1 billion of savings in the JUTC.
Again, you're hearing, Georgian listeners, the messaging deciphered here, a leader connected to the experiences that drives the actions that you see in terms of policy making. And this also, for me, met the credibility mark, because he's not making up these experiences as he went along speaking with the people to try to connect. He really lived it, and he's speaking of his lived experiences that many ordinary Jamaicans, rather, have lived and are living. And the messaging on Sunday along the same theme of the ordinary Jamaican struggle went further to differentiate as well between leaders.
It was so bad that a member of their own party, a member of their own cabinet, a man of the cloth, a man who was a churchman, he had to comment, his conscience was pricking him. And he said this policy of the high interest rate was the greatest transfer of wealth from you, the poor people, to them, the man who claimed that he was a tapanaris. He was the one who benefited. No poor person in Jamaica should ever allow that man to touch the economy, because he and his friend will go back to the high interest rate policies so that they can benefit from it and continue where they left off of transferring wealth from you to their coffers. Whatever little I made in life, I made it just like you. I buy 2 taxi, then I open a taxi company, and I go through the struggles just like everybody else. I want to thank those who thought that by releasing documents that they would somehow diminish me. I am a true Jamaican. I went through the Jamaican struggles, and I never made any money on the backs of the Jamaican people.
Some have said, including, I saw Ricardo's post either yesterday or was it Sunday, where he says the Prime Minister has been sort of quiet on these issues, but certainly a fired up Dr. Holness, the Prime Minister and JLP leader that you saw Sunday night, who seems, George, to be taking a lead now on the platform, the political hustings, fighting back against the utterances and claims opposing his leadership and those arguments against his integrity. And it's an approach that certainly, as you can hear, energized the Labourite base, who are calling for their leader to push back. Let's take a listen to this final clip before I wrap what's on my mind.
Who is truly for Jamaica? Who is truly for Jamaica?
Me nah sell out my friend, nah but this my friend. Be a blessing me send. Please your guide and protect them. Nah sell out my friend, nah but this my friend.
Every day I read my Bible and I pray, and I want to thank all the Jamaicans who pray for me. Let me tell them and them friends, no weapon that they are conspiring to form against me shall prosper.
When I see my friends become my enemy, I have to far. No need no bar. Cause I know dirty heart can't sweep it through. They are like the things they got.
So, you know, I am you, and you are me. We are one.
And as I wrap, George, the chants, quite the highlight for me, and it was evident that the Labourites were fully engaged with that message, that personal message from the Prime Minister that he intertwined in his presentation, talking about all the achievements of his administration. And you could see that they felt it, and it was understood what he was saying, and that Labourites left Halfway Tree Sunday night with their minds fed and their hearts filled as they made the sprint now to September 3. And that's what's on my mind.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:46.
JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union offers financial solutions for every stage in your life: savings, auto loans, mortgages, and more. The Temperature by JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union, your financial partner for life, is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 22 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Upgrade your home or business with Cameron Industries and Joinery Limited. Explore a range of termite-resistant plywood, quartz, solid surface, and granite. Experience timeless elegance with our cedar doors, crafted from premium cedar stock, kiln-dried for durability and beauty. For for quality and craftsmanship. Visit us at the Trade Center Kingston 10 or Hatfield Mandeville. Call 876-963-062-8-30. Cameron Industries and Joinery Limited. Transform your space today.
Want to save money and still protect your engine? Get Chevron Supreme Sin Blend Motor Oil, the blue bottle with a silver stripe. Now upgraded to synthetic blend, so your engine runs cleaner, longer, and stronger. Now available island-wide at service stations and leading auto parts stores. Ask for Chevron Motor Oil, your favorite blue bottle with a silver stripe. That's Chevron Sin Blend, your engine, good friend.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales for a better choice in the electrical business. Time now for Street Smarts 1 with Ludlow McLean. Good morning, Ludlow.
Morning, George. Morning, Tona.
Hey to you, Ludlow.
Right, to all our listeners that are traveling or motoring passengers and everyone, or motoring public, and everyone traveling land, air, sea. No, what I want to say this morning is really bright and sunny. Some little slight clouds above, but let me just tell you, it's a Tuesday morning and the roadways are not too bad. Even those who are coming from as far as Spanish Town, you decide to use it. Well, you have to use the Mandela Highway or the toll. And so far, if you're on the north-south Edward Tiago Highway, it's pretty good exiting onto Mandela. You make that left turn to go eastbound onto the Mandela, you're going to find it clear. It is also clear in the opposite direction, heading to Spanish Town or Portmore. Now, coming out of Portmore via Municipal Boulevard is not too bad either, as you make that right turn to switch onto Mandela Highway. And as I said, Mandela flowing freely towards 6 miles. And then when you get to 6 miles, it's going to be steady. Gaps along Spanish Town Road as you make your way towards 3 miles. And it's the same thing along Washington Boulevard. So many gaps there that you won't have much of a problem, except for the intersections where you have build-ups, but then it's good movement again. Once you get onto Dunrobin and you clear Dunrobin, it's going to be flowing all the way into half the trees clear. Over in the Waterloo area, Upper Waterloo, towards Waterloo, same thing, it's flowing, and it's going to build later though as the morning progresses, but it's not too bad at this point. And even going around Grand Spence to Barbican Road, the East Kings House Road, then across the Lady Musgrave Road, you're going to find it going pretty good. So it's our first support for the morning until about 7:20. I return you to the studios. George.
Thank you, Ludlow.
One quick, all right, okay. I'll make it in my second report.
Okay, thank you. Ludlow there with Street Smarts 1. Up next, your word of the day.
Your word of the day has only 4 letters. It's spelled C-O-Z-E, spelled C-O-Z-E.
Coze.
Coze is your word of the day, also spelled C-O-S-E, coze. It's a verb and it means to converse in a friendly way or to chat. Coze is your word of the day. Dictionary.com is telling us, let's see, it doesn't tell us when this word was first recorded. Oh, here it is. First recorded between 1815 and 1825. First recorded between 1815 and 1825. Coze is your word of the day. To use the word coze in a sentence, we sat by the fire cozing and reminiscing about old times. The two friends spent the evening cozing on the porch swing, or the travelers cozed together to share stories and keep warm. Coze is your word of the day. And it means to convene or to converse rather in a friendly way or to chat. C-O-Z-E. I can see how you guys can use this one easily. By the way, George, there is I met so many of our listeners on Sunday, shook so many hands, hugged so many people. But there's a special shout out I want to give this morning to a very special lady down there in Newland. She didn't give me her correct name, but she said I'm calling her Bebe. So good morning to you, Bebe, who listens to Nationwide this morning, every morning, Monday to Friday. She sticks with Nationwide 90 FM. So Bebe from Newlands, good morning to you. Hope you are indeed having a good morning. And to all the peeps that I met on Sunday, all the Nationwide listeners who are in Halfway Tree, good morning to all of you. Hope you are having a good morning.
That's right. You heard the Prime Minister speak about, before I even say that, Carol, I met Carol on Friday at her sister Lisa Hall Blackman, who lives in Bronx, New York. Huge fan of Nationwide this morning, Lisa Hall Blackman. So Carol called her and I was talking to her on WhatsApp for a little bit, you know. That's how our friends roll. So Carol and Lisa Hall Blackman, good morning to both of you. You heard the Prime Minister talking about $250,000. So
yes,
from a certain...
I was asking you during the clip if it was like a Tata bus. What is a $250,000?
No. So you had the $250,000 and you had another bus called the E20.
Yes.
Yeah. So the E20 is almost like like the smaller buses. You see a lot of them on the Waterhouse to the 32s. There are a lot of them on the smaller buses that you see.
Yes.
Yeah. Those are that was the E20, $250,000 coaster size. Yeah. So yeah, man, they're on a $250,000, they're on a E20.
So is it a brand?
No, it was just a style of bus. Okay. So it's just like you've ever heard people speak of a car that's the B13?
Yes.
It's a Nissan.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a model. So it's a model number, so it just stuck. Okay. So they say, boy, I'm going to drive a B13 or a B14.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something like that. $250,000 and E20. Those were the buses running the roads, literally, back then. And
you traveled?
Yeah, man.
$250,000.
Yeah.
Jermaine, you traveled on a $250,000 too?
All the way, yeah.
Okay. I will Google the $250,000.
You will tell your next generation about the Probox, because when you use the Probox.
I will also tell them about the Encava.
Encava was the Hampton bus, right?
Hampton bus.
There you go. Yeah,
and the Tatas.
The fastest bus on the Kingston to, I think it was where they were. I think it was the Mandeville or Maypen, was an Encava called Looks Done. A riff on Major Mackerel's song, Pretty Looks Done, you know, get done.
Yeah.
So the bus was Looks Done, plain, grown plain.
Pumpkin seeds, small but mighty superfoods. Pumpkin seeds might be tiny, but they are packed with essential nutrients. Just a small serving provides a rich source of healthy fats, magnesium, and zinc, key nutrients for overall health. On Food for Thought today, we're exploring the incredible benefits of adding pumpkin seeds to your diet. Pumpkin seeds have been used in folk medicine since the ancient Oaxaca, highlands of Mexico, credited with treating ailments from urinary tract infections to high blood pressure, kidney stones, and even intestinal worms. But what does modern science say? It's an anti-inflammatory power. Loaded with antioxidants, pumpkin seeds help combat inflammation, which is linked to chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Keeping the hulls on acids adds fiber, making them a powerhouse snack for gut and heart health. Studies suggest pumpkin seeds may inhibit the growth of breast and prostate cancer cells, potentially even triggering cancer cell death. While researchers are still investigating the exact mechanisms, their high antioxidant content appears to play a key role. Having trouble sleeping? A handful of pumpkin seeds before bed might be the natural remedy you need. Packed with tryptophan, magnesium, zinc, and selenium, they help reduce stress and anxiety while promoting deep, restful sleep. In a study on mice, those treated with chemotherapy regained sperm production after consumption with pumpkin seed extracts. Researchers believe the antioxidants in these seeds help counteract reproductive damage. While human studies are ongoing, the findings are promising. With magnesium to regulate blood pressure and antioxidants that support nitric oxide production, essential for healthy blood vessels, pumpkin seeds promote better circulation and reduce the risk of strokes, making them a true heart health MVP. Pumpkin flowers are an underrated nutritional powerhouse. They are cholesterol-free, sugar-free, and low in saturated fat and sodium, yet rich in essential vitamins and minerals, including calcium, iron, magnesium, vitamin A, vitamin C, and folate, making them a great addition to a pregnancy diet. Meanwhile, pumpkin leaves contain manganese, which helps manage headaches, mood swings, and depression. They also provide vitamin D, calcium, and phosphorus, essential for strong teeth and gums. So, the next time you carve a pumpkin or make a hearty soup, don't lose those seeds. Roast them for a crunchy snack, sprinkle them on salads, or blend them into pesto. Pumpkins aren't just for decorations, they're a nutritional gold mine. That's it for Food for Thought. Until next time.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
Losing your sanity is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Believe me. I don't want you to be on edge, so I'm here to help you with your mental health. Let's talk mental health here on Lifestyle Pages. I'm Tana. Value who you are. Spend time getting to do things that you like. Boost your self-esteem and love yourself. You are wonderfully made. Take care of your body. Avoid cigarettes and the consumption of other dangerous substances in your body. Drink plenty of water, eat fresh fruits and vegetables. Exercise. This helps to minimize depression and improves your mood. Surround yourself with positive people. Quiet your mind through meditation, reading, listening to music, and of course, I suggest Enigma. You can find her on YouTube and learn to pray about your trouble. And when you do, have faith that it will be answered. Stop stressing. Signing out from your Lifestyle Pages, I'm Tana.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Jamaica, let's make road safety a priority. Slow down, stay focused. Remember, every life matters. The time brought to you by the JIS is...
News time, 7 o'clock.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore. Kingston or Bay. The temperature by National Supply is...
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 22 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news at 7 this morning, Tuesday, August 12, 2025, schools to reopen on September 1 as scheduled. The JLP to press ahead with its re-election bid now that the general election is set. Government plans to repurpose Riverton City Dump as a prime spot for economic development. And the international news, Trump says he's placing Washington police under federal control and activating the National Guard.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The 2025-26 academic year is set to begin on Monday, September 1 as scheduled, despite the staging of the general election on Wednesday, September 3. Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris Dixon says the first week will allow for administrative and orientation exercises.
In light of the announcement of the general election, we've made some adjustments to the start of the school year. On September 1, schools are authorized to open for administrative exercises and also for orientation. Schools will be closed on September 2 and 3 to facilitate the Electoral Office of Jamaica preparing the schools and using them as polling sites. For the remainder of the week, schools have flexibility to determine how they will continue their orientation exercises and other administrative activities as needed. All schools will open for face-to-face classes on Monday, September 8,
Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, Education Minister. The ministry notes that the Christmas holiday break will be from Thursday, December 18 to Sunday, January 4, 2026. Education stakeholder groups have welcomed the decision. The Jamaica Independent Schools Association calls the changes sensible and balanced. The president is Tamar Mackenzie.
Independent schools are fully aligned with the ministry's decision to keep the start of the academic year on schedule. Our priority is to ensure continuity in teaching and learning, and this arrangement allows us to do so without having to adjust the end-of-year timelines. We do believe that this is a sensible, well-balanced approach that minimizes disruption for all stakeholders, our students, teachers, and parents, while allowing schools to fulfill their civic role in the general election.
And the National Parent-Teacher Association of Jamaica also says the approach is balanced.
Parents across Jamaica welcome this decision. We understand the importance of our children returning to school on time, and we appreciate the ministry's effort to safeguard the academic calendar. This approach strikes the right balance between supporting our country's democratic process and prioritizing our children's education. I encourage parents to closely follow their school during the election week to ensure a smooth transition and to make the most of every opportunity.
Stuart Jacobs, president of the National Parent-Teacher Association of Jamaica. PNP stalwart KD Knight is threatening legal action against the ruling JLP and its campaign chairman, Dr. Chris Tufton, over an audio recording which was played at the party's mass rally in Halfway Tree St. Andrew on Sunday. The audio recording is purportedly of King's Counsel KD Knight. In it, a voice sounding like Knight's can be heard declaring that PNP President Mark Golding is unfit to be Prime Minister. But in a statement on Monday, the PNP veteran denounced the recording as a fabrication.
I want to make it abundantly clear that it is a manipulated recording, that it is a lie, and that I have never, ever, neither publicly nor privately, ever made any comment that Mark Golding is unsuitable to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica. I have never said that.
According to Knight, he's actively working to ensure Mark Golding and the PNP are elected to government. He says he believes Golding is well suited for the job. Knight believes he has been defamed by the recording.
Dr. Tufton, you will hear from my lawyers because you have defamed me. And it is not that you have done anything that is not expected. Because when you and your party have reached this desperate position where you now are, the desperation that sets in will cause you to do as you did, resort to lies.
KD Knight. Meanwhile, Dr. Tufton has hit back at KD Knight, saying the recording played at the JLP's mass rally in Halfway Tree on Sunday, where the former cabinet minister was heard criticizing Mark Golding, is authentic. Tufton says the recording is as real as it gets.
I have taken note of KD Knight's comments and threats of legal action. I am not intimidated by those positions. I've made a comment based on the evidence that is available in the public domain. The facts are that KD Knight has attempted to discredit, based on his conviction and how it was expressed, the leader of the PNP, Mark Golding. He did so in a particular context. Yes, I agree. But the facts remain. He can now not try to disassociate himself from those comments that he have made, including comments about fundraising and the unethical approach to fundraising by the Golding team when they were involved in a campaign. So I stand by that position.
Dr. Tufton says KD Knight's comments cast doubt about Mark Golding's suitability for the role of Prime Minister.
I am disappointed that on this occasion he's attempting to change what he has said on record, and it leads me to believe that he's not at this point operating as a man with a conviction or with principle. That is quite unfortunate, and I will stand by my position hold my position because it is a matter of fact, and it does lead to questions about Mark Golding's integrity, about his judgment, and about his capacity to provide leadership, not just for his party, as Katie Knight was referring, but also, frankly speaking, for the country.
Dr. Chris Tufton, JLP campaign manager. Meanwhile, Dr. Tufton says the JLP is leaving no stone unturned in its bid for a third straight term in office.
The program has started off well, we believe. We are working on ensuring that Jamaicans are aware of what we have done, a track record of performance, that we motivate our key players, activists on the ground, but do so in a way that also carries an important message and demonstrates competence both in the event as well as in the substance that is articulated at the event. We thought that went well. There are a number of other things that will happen this week. The principle generally is really to take the message out on the ground to not just rally our political activists and supporters, but also make an appeal to Jamaicans generally.
The country will vote in the 19th general election since universal adult suffrage in 1944 on Wednesday, September 3. Nomination day is Monday, August 18. Dr. Tufton says the election date was carefully chosen.
There is no rule that says it should be anything less than 5 years. There are rules around beyond 5 years, and we have kept within the 5 years. Political organizations time these things, obviously, for the maximum advantage. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. They have done it in their time. So to be critical of the very same approach that they have taken in their time is to suggest that they're concerned, and that's their prerogative. We're very focused. We're following the rules of engagement, complying with the law, and yes, we will take whatever advantage we can because we feel that we're the best option at this point in time.
Dr. Tufton, chairman of the JLP's campaign committee, speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Monday. And he says the JLP's election manifesto is ready, but he says the party is awaiting the appropriate time to unveil it.
It is in a position where we can, if we need to, discuss or launch, but there's a timing that we think is appropriate. Policy is evolves, and therefore there's always considerations around additional programs that we may want to add or review. And that's the nature of how this thing works. So the long short of it is that a lot of work has gone in our manifesto, and at the appropriate time it will be tabled and discussed.
The PNP is set to release its manifesto on Tuesday evening, but Dr. Tufton says what the opposition party has put forward so far lacks substance.
Our program is not going to be influenced by what the PNP does. They have their program, they have their reason for their program. It's a program that we believe does not say a lot in terms of what they intend to do for the country up to this point. So they may be feeling concerned and, deciding that they're going to put something out. I think it's good for democracy. We certainly anxiously await what those ideas represent. We are on a different trajectory. We have been in government for 9 years. We are asking for a third term, and our plan has to be guided by our legacy, our history, and then where we want to go from here. So,
Dr. Chris Tufton, the JLP's campaign chairman. Public commentator Wayne Chen says Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness must do more to tell his personal story to voters ahead of the next general election. He says the Holness story is a compelling one.
You have to campaign in poetry, even if you have to govern in prose. An important part of his poetry is his own story. He touched on it last night and he brought his mother on stage, which I thought was a touching moment. He mentioned his father, the one in St. Elizabeth. Yes. He talked about his own journey from a boardhouse in Spanish Town. But I think the bigger audience needs to hear more of his own journey. He is a human and he may have erred here and there, but he must tell his story because his story is a compelling story. Whether you're green, orange, or no color at all, he has a compelling story to tell. And I don't think he tells it often enough. And last night he told it emotionally. He needs to show more of that vulnerable human side.
Wayne Chen says the Prime Minister should use aspects of his personal life to his advantage in his attempt to appeal to the electorate.
Yes, he's always well turned out and all of this, but he assumes that many of us know his story, but we don't. Political narrative is a funny thing, It's stories. It's the stories they tell us and the stories we believe and we resonate with or we relate to. And I think the Prime Minister is not playing to one of his potential strengths, which is telling his story of how he met Juliet, how they were at primary school, how they went to St. Catherine's High School, whatever. A senior politician many years ago said that in politics you have to be a pedagogue. Even when you're tired of telling the story, you have to repeat. It's something, and it comes back to the whole notion of message discipline. Understand firstly what resonates, and repeat.
Wayne Chen, public commentator. The Prime Minister says his government will repurpose the Riverton City dump in Western St. Andrew as a prime spot for economic development. The pledge forms part of the Holness administration's plan to decommission the dump and also establish a public-private partnership for garbage collection in the corporate area. Gianni Willie has more.
Speaking at the Jamaica Labour Party's mass rally on Sunday, Dr. Holness declared that he's not pleased with the state of cleanliness across the island. He outlined a 3-stage plan to improve the situation. The transformation of Riverton City will be a key part of the effort.
We will build a new sanitary landfill. We have already identified where that will be, and we have done the work on that, and we will decommission Riverton City as a dump as it is. We will work with the communities that are in and around Riverton City, and eventually Riverton City will become the next frontier for economic development in Kingston. If we are able to do that, decommission Riverton City, clear it up, take off the rubbish off it, and make those lands available, it will take time. But if we do that, we immediately improve the health of the people of Kingston.
Dr. Holness says the government will also engage private operators to assist in garbage collection across the country.
In our next term, we will start by engaging a public-private partnership with the private sector to increase the number of garbage collection units that we have right across the island. It will be contracted out in a significant way, which will ensure that every community in Jamaica will have regular garbage collection services.
The administration further intends to establish a plastic-to-energy recycling plant.
The big thing that we're going to do is to introduce a massive program of recycling of waste, which will include the separation of garbage and to turn waste into energy. This is not a promise. This is something that we have already studied, we have already done, and we will start to implement in the 3 phases I've mentioned. What that means is that your plastic will have value because the plastic will become the fuel for the new energy plant.
Gianni Willie for Nationwide News.
Thank you, Gianni. Overseas news now. U.S. President Donald Trump on Monday said he was taking over Washington's police department and activating 800 members of the National Guard. This, he says, is in the hope of reducing crime, even as city officials stressed crime is already falling in the nation's capital. The president, flanked by his attorney general, his defense secretary, and the FBI director, said he was declaring a public safety emergency. He said his administration would also be removing homeless encampments. The move reflects an escalation of Trump's aggressive approach to law enforcement. The District of Columbia's status as a congressionally established federal district gives him a unique opportunity to push his tough on crime agenda. That's the news.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
7:16.
Rent or buy your hurricane supplies from Total Tools. Visit 102 Main Street, Ocho-Rios, 34 Slipe Road, Kingston 5, or Lot C6, Drax Hall, St. Anne's Bay. The temperature brought to you by Total Tools Jamaica is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 23 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Want to save money and still protect your engine? Get Chevron Supreme Sin Blend Motor Oil, the blue bottle with a silver stripe. Now upgraded to synthetic blend, so your engine runs cleaner, longer, and stronger. Now available island-wide at service stations and leading auto parts stores. Ask for Chevron Motor Oil, your favorite blue bottle with a silver stripe. That's Chevron Sin Blend, your engine good friend.
Time now for Street Smarts 2 with Ludlow McLean. Good morning, Ludlow.
Morning again, George. Still bright and sunny. Some serious clouds above, and the traffic is moving, and I'm not seeing any, depending on where you are, by the way. It's still pretty good going around the West Kings House Road and going on to Waterloo. You're seeing a bit more traffic, and going around to Barbican Road, there's some more traffic there, and some vehicles coming off Jackson Road and also Russell Lights onto Bert Tucker Lane. All these areas are pretty good so far, but it's building. So by the time we end this report, I'm sure there'll be much more traffic in these areas. Going around to Barbican and Whitcomb, that intersection there, there's a little bit up there, but it clears again until they get to Barbican and Old Hope Road intersection there. Going across the Old Hope Road, however, it's not too bad. Going all the way down the top of Mountain View, Seaview Avenue to the right, and Stanton Terrace to your left. Going further down to connect back with Lady Musgrave Road, it's still good vehicle movement. As you make your way into Crossroads via Old Hope Road, going past Tom Redcombe there, and going further towards Slipe Road, you also see vehicles coming up to intersect with Arthur Tree Road. So far, Retirement Road is good, no problem. The movement is pretty good along with Lindus Road, Retirement Road, all these areas, Beechwood Avenue. So you won't have much of a problem as you make your way. So it's our second report for the morning. And as usual, we want to say, at Street Smart, your safety is our concern. And George, I was talking about the highway, that the toll, especially the one that you go to, this is the Miami Bay toll.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if something could be done where it could be two ways. It could mean that the motorists are not using the correct fares, or they slow the movement in terms of collecting the fare and distributing the dealing with that every pass fare that they get. Something is a bit slow. I think the process could be much quicker. But then maybe they would say on the other side that the people are not coming with their correct fares and all of that. So it's always there's a build up there in that vicinity of the toll, the Miami Bay toll.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so something needs to be done.
It's a nightmare, Ludlow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All right. So,
all right, thanks.
There we go.
All right, good. Ludlow there with Street Smarts 2. Up next, Front Page. Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. $7:21 on this Tuesday morning, Tuesday, August 12, 2025. You're on the Front Page, and my name is George.
And I'm Tawna Thomas.
This is the Race to 32, the battle for Jamaica House and the issues that matter. Your voice, your vote.
So, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has flown the proverbial gate for the next general election on September 3.
So earlier today, I advised His Excellency the Governor General of my intention to announce the general elections for him to set certain processes in place, including the dissolution of Parliament. I now declare that nomination day will be Monday, August 18th. And the general election date is fixed at Wednesday, September 3. I also wish to inform you that local government by-elections in the Chancery Hall Division, the Olympic Gardens Division, the Seabright Gardens Division, and the Denham Town Division will be held concurrently with the general election in those constituencies. So my fellow Jamaicans, you now know the date, you now know the time. We ask you to choose wisely, choose Jamaica, choose the Jamaica Labour Party, choose the government that has delivered and will continue to deliver for you. Choose the government that cares and loves you. Choose the Jamaica Labour Party. God bless you. Go home safely. Campaign hard. Embrace all Jamaicans. Bring you, your neighbor, your family, everybody to the polling station.
That's the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, speaking on Sunday in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. Well, the candidates in waiting. The nomination day is Monday, so we can call them candidates comfortably after that. Among them lining up for the JLP is a former senior superintendent of police, Newton Amos. He'll be running in Northwest St. Catherine, and the man across across in the ring from him will be the PNP's Senator Damian Crawford. So, Newton Amos, we haven't heard from him in a while. He joins us this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How you do?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you. And yourself?
I'm doing very well. How is the campaign going, sir?
Excellent. Couldn't ask for better. That has been good.
Yes. Well, give us some insight as to what you have seen, what you've experienced, which causes you to say that your campaign so far is excellent.
Well, we have one of the best team organizers. We have been working at this with the expectation that the elections, which was constitutionally due, will be announced sooner or later. And as a part of the membership of the governing party, we would have more insight as to our levels of preparation in a strategic way that would have now prepared us and placed us at the forefront of the announcement that has been made. So my teams are in place, my canvases have been completed, my workers are in place, the resources that will facilitate a successful implementation and action on election day are now awaiting the day to come. So yes, we are prepared and we are ready.
Take me across the divisions in Northwest St. Catherine, Newton Amos, Lloydersville, Ureton, Treadways, Linstead. What's the feeling across all four?
Well, the feeling is quite overwhelming, with the exception of one of them. The JLP support in the constituency is very high. This is a constituency that has been under PNP management and rule for more than 40 years. And at each election over that period, the PNP has won, with the exception of 2016 and 2020, by more than 4,000 majority. The last election, they were only to scramble through for just over 100 votes. So yes, we are heightened. The people have come to realize that the best party and to run the country and the best representative to represent them in this constituency is that of the JLP and myself, the candidate for this election.
Well, guess what? So we're talking to a lot of people, Newton Amos, who don't know the lay of the land in terms of where the divisions lie, in terms of who represents them. So help them with where it is that the JLP's strength is in those four divisions and where it is that the PNP would have would be strong based on, of course, the last local government elections?
Well, in the last local government election, the PNP would have retained all 4 divisions.
Mm-hmm.
And so Loyalsdale is their strongest division in the constituency.
And the division with the most electorate, correct?
No.
Which one does have? Linstead division?
Treadways.
Treadways, okay.
So Treadways has the most electorate, and followed by Linstead, then Yorkton, then Loyalsdale.
Mm-hmm.
But Loyalsdale have certain pockets of voters that have always voted overwhelmingly for the PNP.
Yes.
We have been able to whittle that down to a manageable level, and that's why my team and I have performed so well. So whereas the PNP in the past don't go around and do anything because they believe that seat is a PNP on.
Right, and that's a challenge you have, because guess what? And the reason I'm sticking with the divisions is this. It's hard to, but not impossible. It's hard to plot a route to Jamaica, to Gordon House, beg your pardon, for a member of parliament when it is that at the local level you are locked out. So the PNP controlling all 4 divisions in Northwest St. Catherine, and as you say, it's traditionally been a PNP seat. Pickersgill has been dominant there for years until Hugh Graham came, and many people felt that was the end of the PNP street, but he managed to come home just the same. What's the route for you to Gordon House with these 4 divisions firmly in PNP territory, even after Pickersgill left the arena?
Let's take that response, Mr. Amos, after the break.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:29.
I want something really nice, thanks and please. Burger King, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. I want something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Cheese and peas, man, I like. I got my set when I taste the new cheesy fries. Just 5 bills with creamy cheese sauce. Or load it up your way, you are the boss. Everybody sing this part. I want something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Get the new cheesy fries, limited time only at Burger King.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Want to save money and still protect your engine? Get Chevron Supreme Sin Blend Motor Oil, the blue bottle with a silver stripe. Now upgraded to synthetic blend, so your engine runs cleaner, longer, and stronger. Now available island-wide at service stations and leading auto parts stores. Ask for Chevron Motor Oil, your favorite blue bottle with a silver stripe. That's Chevron Sin Blend, your engine good friend.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning, having a conversation with Newton Amos, the standard bearer in Northwest St. Catherine for the JLP. Welcome back to the program, Mr. Amos.
Thank you. And to answer the question,
go ahead.
Northwest St. Catherine, and I'm sure it's not unique to us alone, in our history of voting or elections, we would have a stark difference between the turnout of voters towards general election as against municipality elections. So in 2016 and 2020, I have won, based on the results, the divisions of Linstead and Treadways. So, and lost marginally in Yorton, where the margin was more extensive for the PNP in Lower Vale. So I based my premise on those results that in 2 consecutive general elections, I was able to secure more votes in Linstead and Threadwest, winning those divisions for the JLP in the general election. I see no exception, and I'm sure that one of the reasons why the party retained me for this election is to see whether or not I will be able to continue with those winning streak for the general election, which I will. So that's the big difference.
You indicate. Go ahead. Right. You indicated earlier, Mr. Amos, that you are now competing in an atmosphere, in an environment with manageable numbers in terms of the PNP's majority coming from the last general election. In the constituency on the ground, I wanted to ask, what work have you done, or what are your numbers indicating? Does it put you in an advantageous position at this point?
Well, we are on radio, so as a former commander in the JCF, you don't expose your strategy for others, especially those who are planning their own strategy against you. So my numbers are comfortable. I'm happy with my numbers. The issue is that we have done the work. We have been in touch with the people. Bear in mind that I am from the constituency. I was born and raised and school and work in the constituency. I have one of the largest family name in the constituency. So it makes a difference with a candidate who is known, respected, and trusted. I have lost the 2016 election. I've lost the 2020 election marginally. It ended up in a magisterial recount. I remain in the constituency with the people. I have, in my private business, I've employed over 300 people. I have been to all their issues, whether it is something that is a celebration of a birthday to the burial of a loved one. I have helped people, children, the elderly, institutions, hospitals, clinics, etc. I have been doing that. So the people know that I have remained with them despite my failure to attain the position of the Member of Parliament. So I'm depending on all of those for the gratefulness of the people that they will seek and elect a representative that has never left them nor forsake them during the time when he has been all under defeat. I have always been with them. So I'm relying on that heavily for their gratefulness that I have not run away like what the Member of Parliament does, Mr. Hugh Graham, who since he has won, has not turned his back to the constituency to assist. And the other councillors who have been there have not done sufficiently enough to be re-elected. And therefore, I am relying on all of those, on the good senses of the Jamaican people, and especially the electorate in Northwest St. Catherine, to vote for the Jamaica Labour Party candidate, which is Newton Amos.
People support winners, former SSP Amos. And it's just a fact of life, whether you're Jamaican or wherever you are. People like to know that they are supporting someone who's very likely to win. They like to back winners. It's human nature. If we go to 2016, where you came up short, just over 1,000 short of Pickersgill's number. Then Hugh Graham, you said it was less than 100. You were correct, magisterial recount and all. And then the fact of what happened at the local government election. I hear from people there that, that has knocked confidence in your candidacy. So if it is that you went to the general election and you fell short twice, they would have expected that, well, Mr. Amos is name brand, and you expect him to come home in a local election. You also ran into an obstacle there. So confidence is not at its strongest where your candidacy and your electability in Northwest St. Catherine is concerned. And I've heard that expressed as a mark against your name. How do you respond to that?
Well, that is a perception, and perception, people will use statistics and numbers to determine such a perception. But the realities on the ground has changed and has shifted, largely on the basis of the performance of these people. So Mr. Pickersgill never left the constituency as a member of parliament. He has remained in the constituency as against Mr. Graham, who since he has won, has left the constituency and not returned to the people. He broke his promise to the people. That, in my mind, is sufficient for the people to determine in their mind that this is not something that they are going to tolerate. I'm relying on their on them to make that change. The government of Prime Minister Andrew Holness have performed so well that will be a factor going to the polls. So all those are elements that one has to take into consideration when you're making or arriving at an analytical position.
I hear you on that, but I hear you on that, but consider this. Remember, Hugh Graham is not the man you're battling this time. So the arguments that you're making about him being absent, and that has been said by many constituents that he's been an absentee MP, and the facts show that. You are up against someone now who has a high national profile. There is every feeling that Northwest St. Catherine is a PNP seat. When that PNP wall collapsed in 2020, it was still one of the bricks standing, one of the orange bricks standing. So even at the PNP's lowest ebb, Northwest St. Catherine votes PNP. Now they've put a candidate with a big national profile in it. On paper, it looks as if your chances are as tough as they've ever been.
It's actually not, because if you look at other constituencies, some of them in Manchester and other places, that one felt that it was a bedrock constituency, couldn't lose, and we have seen them lose. We have seen people who are high-profile people in the PNP that have lost their seats, that have never lost before. We have seen the East Portland issue, where that seat has never been in the JLP column, and there is a newcomer that just came and wiped them off. So what's the big difference? We are going to make the change in Northwest St. Catherine, despite the punters who are gunning for the PNP, that the people, and one of the things that we have always been doing is to underestimate the intelligence of the Jamaican people, and that's a big mistake. We will prove that mistake come September 3. I will be the next member of parliament, and I will come back and remind you that I did say so.
But
because I believe in the people.
What's the general feeling of the people in your constituency, Newton Amos? Do they want the change that you're speaking of?
That's the basis on which I speak. We have done our own local polls, and we are satisfied with the result. The people are gunning for a change. They are fed up with the misrepresentation and the misleadership of the constituency, the way it has been managed for the past 40 years. When you look at the roads, they are the worst in the constituency. When a pregnant woman had birth to her child coming out of Moloch weeks ago, because of the state of the road, because of the absence of the member of parliament and the councillors for the PNP, you don't think that people will wake up and come to the realization that this is not good for them, that they need the change?
And that's a puzzling thing for me, and that's a puzzling thing for me, because speaking to people in Northwest St. Catherine, there are many, many needs that constituents have over time, and many things that are subpar, and many things that are atrocious, yeah? So, and with an absentee MP for the current term, why is it that you almost take it for granted that Northwest St. Catherine, whatever they do, is going to vote PNP again? In fact, people have told Damien Crawford that, boy, he has gotten a PNP safe seat. Why is it that the JLP can't cut through? Is it a Newton Amos problem, or is it that just the party can't win the seat regardless of who they send there?
Well, as I said before, that goes against the logics that we are experiencing. What we're coming from a seat with a majority of 4,500 and lost it by less than 100 in 4 years. Yeah. What are we talking about?
So you are making progress.
It means that the people have changed the people are changing, and I'm saying with the kind of work by the government of the day, the kind of leadership by our Prime Minister and the team around him, I am saying that all of that, with the lack of representation in the constituency, is a win-win for the JLP.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want it to come across as if we've invited you here to barrack you, but these are just some hard truths that had to be put to you. So here's the thing now. Would you say, Newton Amos, that in your time interested in the political matters in Northwest St. Catherine, sufficient to offer yourself for leadership, for service, that this, based on the work that you say the administration has done, that this is your best chance of getting elected?
I would say that this is a period under which I am expecting that the people of Northwest St. Catherine will make the change necessary to coincide with the return of a third term for the government JLP, because leaving Northwest St. Catherine to be mismanaged under a PNP MP is not going to be in sync with the mood and state of the rest of the country. It is in their best interest to vote for the JLP and to change the status quo of the management of the constituency via the representative of the People's National Party. That's my position.
I hear you on that. Well, just before you go, the constituents were listening to you this morning who haven't quite made up their minds yet, Newton Amos, and are hearing you speak this morning and want something to hold on to. What should they take from this interview? What is your direct message to them?
My direct message to them is that I will be promulgating the manifesto for the constituency, which are basically some of the issues, or most of the issues that confronts them over the years, and especially in the past 5 years, and that I will be looking forward to treat with the roads, the number one problem for the constituency. At this time, every single household that I've visited have indicated their disappointment and dissatisfaction with the state of our roads. And I can give them an undertaking that I will be there to ensure that there are changes to the state of the roads. The next issue is the issue of water that I have seen right on Mount Rasa, where I was born, on top of Yorton. People are still carrying water on their heads when we have 2 springs within the community. That I will change that to ensure that they have proper potable water coming through their pipes. For the youth and the development of the constituency infrastructurally and the support to families and small businesses, and the look at the change in our attitudes and our values as a people, as constituents, I will be giving high priority to those areas. Your community centers, where we can have a point where the people can come together, discuss the issues that confront the various communities, and to ensure that we have employment and youth skills training for our youngsters, especially our boys. Those are some of the elements that I would want to sort out as quickly as possible when I become your next member of parliament. And just before I go, let me remind you that come the night of September 3, I will be returned the member of parliament for Northwest St. Catherine. Remember this day that I told you so.
I have a feeling that if you indeed win, we are two of the first people will come to mind for you to call to say, see, I told you so. Thank you this morning, Mr. Amos. All the best to you.
You're most welcome, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, you're welcome. Newton Amos, the JLP's man in Northwest St. Catherine. It's going to be a battle royal between himself and Damian Crawford, you suspect.
Bird Shack Fried Chicken Summer Vibes promotion. Spend $1,000 or more at any store this August and win weekly prizes of JBL speakers or earbuds, plus a grand prize of a 50-inch smart TV. Bird Shack Fried Chicken.
The time brought to you by Bird Shack Fried Chicken is
7:47.
At Hawkeye, our mission is to deliver cutting-edge security solutions to help you keep track of the things you value most.
The temperature by Hawkeye is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 23 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Now, PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link, prevent HIV.
PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link, prevent HIV.
You want do your thing with your queen or your king.
Or I get a little frisky that make you flex risky.
PrEP, I extra bucketed.
To help you stay HIV negative.
PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link, prevent HIV. PrEP tablets available at your clinic from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Suzuki got some amazing wins for the summer. If you want something amazing, run go down a Suzuki. Buy one of them carrier, Frank Excel Step, Jimny 5-door, Grand Vitara. Get a chance to win a weekend trip to Panama for 2 monthly prizes for back to school. Plus adventure giveaways, only valid at Stewart's Automotive, Kingston, some amazing Suzuki, some amazing, some amazing Suzuki, some amazing.
Visit SuzukiJamaica.com for some amazing wins.
Following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
We estimate that there are about 20 to 25,000 who are unemployed because they do not have any skill. They are a loss to our economy. And we have tasked hard to find these 25,000. Go out into the communities, put on your training fairs, have specific agents out there doing your reconnaissance and surveillance and finding these youngsters. Get them into your training program. Offer them stipends and bus fare and lunch money. But more than that, what they need mentoring. Because oftentimes they simply do not know about the opportunities that exist. They exist on the periphery of the system and they are skeptical of the system and they don't believe that the system is set up for them. Your country needs you.
Be smart. Choose hard. The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
$7:49 on this Tuesday morning, Tuesday, August 12. So much days gone August already? Wow. August 12, 2025. Tona, where are the days running to? We're turning now to the...
We're on quite the sprint, aren't we?
Yes, we are. The Minister of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, Senator Dana Morris-Dixon, is with us, Tona.
Good morning to you, Minister Morris-Dixon.
Good morning. How are you both?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
So talk to the parents this morning, the expectations come September 1, and in relation as well to the general elections for Wednesday, September 3.
Sure, thank you. And, we're very excited about the new school year because there are a lot of new things that will be happening, especially in relation to our new literacy program, some new programs in relation to STEM, a lot of outreach to bring up our mathematics scores. There's just going to be a lot of exciting things for this new school year. But with the announcement of the general elections on September 3, we have to be a little bit more flexible in terms of that first week of opening. And as many Jamaicans know, that first week of school is usually a staggered opening, especially in the secondary schools where you have orientations mainly taking place. And so what we'll do is we'll have the school year officially start on September 1. And on September 1, it will just be orientation and administrative activities. Schools will be closed on September 2 and September 3 to facilitate their use by the electoral office to administer our wonderful general election that's coming up. On that Thursday and Friday, some schools may still be used on that Thursday. So what we've said to our schools is for Thursday and Friday, the schools can be flexible in terms of what modality they use for their orientation sessions or any other administrative things they need to do. But on Monday, September 8th, we're going to have full face-to-face school and full learning beginning for a very exciting new school year.
What would you say to persons who are saying, why not just have a clean slate and start everything the following week, September 8th?
There are a couple different reasons, and as I would have said, I consulted widely. Consulted with the JTA, the Secondary School Principals Association, the Independent Schools Association, the Parent Teachers Association, and we felt that if we pushed everything back to the 8th, we would then have to push back the school term into December even further, because you would then have to be doing those orientation exercises that week of the 8th. And since it's not everyone coming out, it's usually your earlier years that are doing orientation. We felt that to prevent having to push back the school year, and we're also in hurricane season, and we don't know what's going to happen in September and October, if we're going to have heavy rains and we're going to have losses of school days. So it was felt to be more flexible in this first week of the school term, which is already flexible, and just have the orientation activities, the administrative activities, but then have the full rollout for school on the 8th, which would really keep things kind of the same way it would have been if we had not had a general election on September 3.
And how advanced are preparations from the ministerial level in terms of getting the school plans ready for September 1?
We are very advanced. The schools have received their funds. They got their funds early to do all of their preparation for the new school year, and we're very excited about that. We've been doing lots of conferences with our principals to talk about all of the new programs we are going to be deploying in September for our students. So those have already happened and we're seeing very good results. We had great sessions with all our grade 1 to grade 3 teachers where we're going to be rolling out our enhanced literacy programs, and they were so supportive in doing the training during June. So we're ready. We're very much ready for this new school year, and we've done the resourcing of the schools early so that they too can be ready.
The issue of the stakeholders who've come out in support of the position articulated by your ministry overnight, Minister, I noticed the JTA conspicuous by its absence. What's happening there?
Oh, the JTA was definitely a part of it. And I know the senior members of the JTA are at a conference, I believe, in St. Martin. And I had conversations with them yesterday several times. And they said they supported this approach, which is the pragmatic approach, because the school term goes pretty deep into December. And if we miss that week, we're going to have to make it up back, because we do have rules around how many days we have to have of school each term. And so they felt this was the most pragmatic way to move forward.
And one of the concerns I had, even after I saw the statement, in terms of the time that the school would be available to the electoral authorities for preparation to serve as polling centers and so forth. I notice it's just a day. Is this sufficient? Is the EOJ comfortable with just being handed over, and the schools being handed over 24 hours before?
Yes, and that's usually the way it was done. And if you look at local government election or other elections past, it was a similar thing. And they've asked for it the day before. So the Tuesday, September 2, they will have access to all of the schools that are needed. And then also on the 3rd.
I was sent a message yesterday from someone who sent me a screenshot of some comments on social media about the election date and the start of the school year and the disruption.
Yeah.
And she was saying, well, I mean, we wouldn't be quarreling if the teachers had said they were taking industrial action and didn't go to school on that day. So why are people quarreling over the disruption? And to be truthful, Minister, and I need, well, if you agree to say this, that the first few days in September are usually bogged down in administrative duties. And so in terms of learning loss, you'd be hard pressed to find a school who will tell you that on September 3 in a new school year, that there'll be learning loss sufficient to affect how they will trend for the rest of the term.
You're very correct. I mean, that first week of school, as we've said, it's orientation. It is a lot of administrative things that are done during that first week of school. And so keeping that flexibility in that first week actually helps us, because you then have the 8th and you start all of the learning activities on the 8th. You've not lost anything at all. It is going to be as if there was no break in that first week. And so I think it's the best balance, and also with the stakeholders and consulting with the parents, with the teachers, and the various associations. I think this is the best balance we can do. And I think I'm so proud of Jamaica, though. I have to say this. I remember when I was much younger and we had elections, everything would shut down. There would just be this sense of fear in our country. And I'm so proud to see where we are, where we're talking about starting a school year at the same time as an election, and you're not feeling that type of trepidation. And that's what we want for Jamaica. And we want our children also to feel that this is a beautiful moment for us. Having a general election, it's such an important part of our democracy. And I have to say a thank you to the teachers, because we all know that many of our teachers are the ones who volunteer and work with the electoral office on the day. They're the ones that work with the CAFE and their oversight body. They're the ones that work with both political parties to make our democracy work. And so we're trying to balance many different things at the same time, and also ensure that our children get the adequate amount of teaching hours for the term.
And for the school term ahead, the ministry has set itself a very ambitious agenda with things that it is implementing to deal with numeracy and literacy. Are all those things in place, ready to begin the rollout when September 8 comes?
Absolutely. We are ready. So we have all of the books. So all of our children in grade 1 to 3, they're going to get special reading books. I have them on my desk that will be sent out for them so that they will have more reading material than before, because we have timetabled reading. We're going to be having more mathematics workshops and more emphasis on math. And we're also introducing the enhanced nutrition program, where our children in the schools that need the most support are getting breakfast and lunch. And that's just some of the things that we'll be doing in this school year. So it's a very exciting time. It's a great time for education. It's a hopeful time for all of us. And we're ready. The Minister of Education is very much ready for everything that will come this term.
Provided, of course, that you're still in place after September 3.
Well, we've set the groundwork for really great things to happen in Jamaica. And I expect that Jamaica recognizes all that this administration has done, and it has done a lot. And when you look at our achievements booklet, the education sector looms large in terms of everything we've been able to do, and we're not stopping there. We're continuing forward.
Hear you on that. Thank you this morning for your time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right. Education Minister, Senator Dina Morris Dixon.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
The Time brought to you by KIG Subaru Summer Clearance Sale. Starting at only $6.62 million is
8 o'clock.
Success, powered by learning. The Temperature brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 23 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's across Jamaica this morning.
Across Jamaica this Tuesday morning, 5 Jamaican students have been awarded fully funded Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Scholarships for the 2025-2026 academic year to pursue graduate studies at top universities across Europe. They are Christina Robinson, Savannah McDonald, Brittany Hamilton, Amala Evans, and Alzane Cameron. They will begin master's programs in fields with global relevance and strong ties to Jamaica's development priorities. They will study across universities in Netherlands, Portugal, Spain, and the United Kingdom. Robinson will pursue a master's in islands and sustainability. MacDonald will study managing art and cultural heritage in global markets. Hamilton and Evans will both pursue studies in coastal hazards, risks, climate change, impacts, and adaptation. Cameron will complete a master's in children's literature, media, and cultural entrepreneurship. 4 of the awardees, Robinson, MacDonald, Hamilton, and Evans, are graduates of the University of the West Indies, while Cameron studied at the University of Florida in the United States. The Erasmus Mundus program, funded by the EU, promotes academic excellence and cultural exchange. Each scholarship covers tuition, travel, and a living allowance. The programs run from 1 to 2 years and involve study in at least 3 different European countries within a consortium of top-ranked universities. Upon graduation, students are awarded joint double degree or multiple degrees. EU Ambassador to Jamaica, Dr. Erha Escola, welcomed the awardees' focus on sustainability, culture, and resilience. She said, at a time when the world needs inclusive climate solutions and creative innovation, these young Jamaicans are honing skills to help shape a more sustainable and equitable future. She added that as Jamaica continues to promote its cultural and creative industries, the knowledge these scholars bring back home will strengthen national efforts in heritage preservation, economic diversification, and building the country's global cultural presence. Applications for the 2026 Erasmus Mundus intake will open between October and January. And that's it for Across Jamaica for this Tuesday morning. I'm Tawna Thomas.
Are your devices accurate? Are they calibrated? Even small errors can lead to big problems. That's why Jamaicans trust the Bureau of Standards Jamaica. From food to fuel, health to hardware, our metrology and testing division provides world-class calibration and measurement services to keep your devices precise and your business meeting global standards. Whether you're weighing goods, monitoring temperature, or relying on the accuracy of devices, we get it right every time. Our advanced equipment and experts help you move with confidence. Call 876-618-1534 or visit bsj.org.jm. The Bureau of Standards Jamaica. From lab to market, the power of precision, powering accuracy, ensuring safety.
Want to save money and still protect your engine? Get Chevron Supreme Sin Blend Motor Oil, the blue bottle with a silver stripe. Now upgraded to synthetic blend, so your engine runs cleaner, longer, and stronger. Now available island-wide at service stations and leading auto parts stores. Ask for Chevron Motor Oil, your favorite blue bottle with a silver stripe. That's Chevron Sin Blend, your engine good friend.
From beach days to business hubs, from public parks to thriving new communities, UDC is making development happen for you. We're building spaces where families connect, creating commercial zones that drive opportunity, and designing environments that support everyday life. Wherever Jamaicans live, work, or play, the Urban Development Corporation is there, shaping a better future, one project at a time. The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you.
Our listeners have flooded the YouTube chat telling me that the $250,000 was so called because the brand new ones cost $250,000. And yeah man. So a lot of us, well, I'm a little boy. I mean, listen, if the Prime Minister says he's $250,000, clearly no. I mean, the Prime Minister, a big man for me. So, yeah, there you go. So the $250,000. We're taking calls this morning at 630-9371, 9372. 9373, 9374, 618-8255. The PNP launched their manifesto this evening.
Yes, at 7.
Yeah, man. So we'll have reports on it on Wednesday morning, and of course over the course of Wednesday, and looking at what's in it and seeing how what they've set out to do can assist the country's development and progress if indeed they form the next government. Who do we have first up, Mr. King? Anthony, morning.
Good morning, George and Donna.
Good morning.
All right, it's good to be on Nationwide one more time.
Yeah, man.
All right, so I just heard when you spoke about the school bus, not the school bus, sorry, the bus, the $250,000 earlier this morning. Then I thought about it, and I remember when those buses were just introduced in Jamaica, and because they cost $250,000 back then, that was a lot of money. So then when the thing was take care of the swing, the $250,000, and so we as Jamaicans, almost everything we give a Elias name, and so we call it the $250,000. And talking about bus, also, I remember in the 80s, those buses that ran from Mandeville to Christiana, the Ford Transit, they souped up the engine and put a 3,000cc engine in those $250,000, like the Thunderbird and other buses. And the taxis on that route were Peugeot and Volvo. So that was...
Some big old car, them, because Peugeot and Volvo, they make compact car. Well, they didn't then. Yeah?
Yeah, Peugeot.
The Volvo, them big like hearse.
Those cars could manage the hill from Penn Hill.
Yes.
When you go Kirkvine and to open to Christiana and Spalding.
And when those cars crashed, they didn't fall like paper, sir.
No, man. Yeah. Volvo was the toughest car, man.
I tell you.
The car that Volvo had was proved to be one of the best cars in maybe not the best way to say it, but for the ones for a bit of
durability you're talking about.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Durability and front end. It had a metal thing across in front of the pedal there and the engine, prevent the engine from coming inside in a front. In
a head-on crash, yeah.
Head-on. And one other thing quickly, though, because I know we're pressed for time. I'm a teacher and I'm trying to get a song to use in a class, and I can't find a song. And I know Mr. King and you guys know music. Some of the words of the song say, I've walked the earth a long time, I've seen them all. I watched the weak arise and I watched the mighty fall. And though they try to rob I lay my every day. And it continues to say, a song of love, a song of joy of everything. A treat to make you realize life is real. A song that every living man can feel. From low-class separation to high-class disease. I walk with Marcus' children, and it continues. It's an old poem, but it was in a song.
Mm-hmm.
But I just can't find it on YouTube, and I can't find it. I need your help.
All right, wait. Hold on there. You need to send them lyrics there, because we never catch all of that. Hold on there. Michelle gone? All right, where Michelle is gone? Yeah. We're going to have to ask. Here's what you do. Call us back, give the receptionist your details, let us get the lyrics that you have, and I'll consult with Desmond McKenzie and see if since it says a poem that was made into a song long ago, maybe he could find it for you. All right?
Poem, old poem.
Yeah, man. All right. So do that, and we'll see if we can assist you.
So, all right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
All right. Blessings.
Morning.
George, big up town.
Yeah,
Morning
man.
to you.
George, I want you to work with me this morning, today.
Yeah.
If me wrong, you say wrong. If me right, you say right.
All right.
Crime down 42%, 25-year low.
Right.
Unemployment at 3.3%, the lowest ever in the history of Jamaica.
Right.
Poverty down to 8%, cutting half from 2023.
Poverty prevalence, right.
Economy stable after COVID, no public sector work or laid off.
Right.
NIR highest ever in Jamaica.
Right.
No new taxes in 8 years.
Right.
Tax threshold move up to 1.8 million.
Right.
More buses available to the public under JUTC. 1 billion worth of savings from the JUTC since Darrell Pass.
More new buses bought in the last year, so there's a slight adjustment to that, but the point is solid. Yeah, go ahead.
No guarantor needed for student loan bureau applicants.
Right.
GCT and electricity cut from 15% to 7%.
Hold on, caller. Yeah, go ahead now. You said something about
GCT on electricity cut from 15% to 7%. The Prime Minister is under investigation for illicit enrichment.
The Prime Minister's statutory declarations have still yet to be certified. This one hard to answer because the Integrity Commission says the investigation was closed. But
so
it's
when
still
the investigation is closed, you cannot say that somebody is under investigation.
Yes.
So the one thing the PNP have been pushing is actually false. And everything that I just spoke a while ago represent government performance.
Yes, things that we can verify and check. If we brought a Trini or a Guyanese or a Barbados and tell them to look at the areas that you highlighted, they would leave with the same conclusion that these things are as you said.
Well, me I go vote for it performance over propaganda. Have a good morning.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you. Grant?
Next.
Yes.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Davis.
Morning, sir.
First, I got the chance to talk to you. You are my favorite.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're my favorite journalist.
Thank you, sir.
Glad to speak to you.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Knight. What happened to these people?
I don't know.
What happened to them? Why them take Jamaican for fool and stupid? Why them take with her?
I don't know.
Who my contest? Dr. Tufton? Tell Mr. Knight, go away.
No, well, be kind. Yeah.
Sorry about
yeah, man, be kind.
Dr. Tufton in my contest. Mr. Knight, let me tell you, sir, you can't carry Jamaica go down on your grave with you. You see? You can't write a will give Mr. Golden for Jamaica. So relax yourself in your old age. You see? And let this country prosper. That's what I'm saying to you.
That's what you're saying this morning. That's all you're saying this morning. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Grant. And don't take long again, yes?
Okay.
All right. Cool. Morning. Errol, morning. Errol?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, George.
Yes, man.
Fish die by them mouth.
Yes, sir.
You see, 2007, when Bruce Golden beat Porsche.
Yes.
Mr. Knight do the same thing with Porsche.
Yes.
When the farmer man, you remember that?
Yes, man.
All right. Mr. Knight come back in 2020, when Lisa and Mark gonna go for the contest.
Yes.
And Mr. Knight, when them play when night, when say.
The funny thing, Errol, is that we've been hearing that recording for so long before AI was a thing. And nobody ever doubted its authenticity. I've never heard Mr. Knight before say that was a fabrication.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Clip.
Eh?
You know the clip?
Well, the clip play Sunday, man. The clip play Sunday.
And the nationwide too.
The clip the worldwide, Errol.
Worldwide. What you know?
Yeah.
You see all the goat, man?
We are Bunny General. Bunny General was the goat man and the DJ.
Crawford.
Okay, I hear you.
Him say, Mark Golden a 400 runner, and Joe a 800 runner. We all keep them, we all get them in the clip, we all keep them out,
Yes.
So all of them are denied that I say, guys, it's clear denied, to win that, I get a little position, make you see my chat,
Well, she's vying for a seat. She doesn't have the position yet.
No, she get a little seat for going, but she can't walk against that man there.
Yes.
So clear denied that a rich drive, let him go so tough and win. Because we are going to put it out in a clip now. Flyers are going to fly with it.
Yeah.
It's on Damian one.
But the thing is, Errol, it was worldwide before Tufton played it on Sunday because nobody who listened to that clip was hearing that. Well, not nobody. Not many people who would have heard that clip would have been hearing that clip for the first time.
Not the first time. It's a thing we play regular.
Yeah.
Because the man said that the man is supposed to not be a leader.
Yes.
I know he might change him out in a chat. Crawford the same. The man a 400 runner and draw 800 and 400 runner can't go get a 800 runner. Where them come from?
It depends on the distance, Errol, because if it's a 400, clearly the 400 man would have greater foot speed. That's the assumption. But over a distance of ground, you take the 800 man all day.
Well, we're going to put the clip them out on the flyer them we're going to put out, so we're going to see what we're going to do.
All right, sir. Thank you this morning. Thank you. I'm being told by my listeners in the YouTube chat, Tona, that the song is called A Song by Chalice.
By Chalice. I just sent it in our WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
So Jermaine can put it up. We'll see if this is the one Anthony's talking about.
Wayne Armand and Company. You're dropping it? Oh, Dwayne. Go on, Dwayne. Morning.
Okay, morning, sir.
Yes,
sir.
May
I say to you, the causeway, I think 1967, I think it was. And in the 2000s, it was taken away from the Portmore people, right? And given to the people who were doing the toll. And the people who were still living in Portmore, had to go around the long road, right? And
you mean if they didn't want to pay the toll?
Right, because, yeah. And even when there was a pushback and a certain demonstration and people were looking out about this thing. Because I have co-workers who have to travel that thoroughfare and have a problem going home.
Yeah.
Because of the long distance, right?
Yeah.
Remember also that I think some buses was rerouted to that area and the cost went up and it never came back down. Okay? And with all of that, you have a lot of persons who over Portmore who voted for the PMP. And Mr. Patterson at the time, who were the Prime Minister. And the people could not see through it to recognize that, look here, this man take away our road from us. And Mr. Siega, that road was built too, right? When he was some minister, whatever time. Now, that was not taken away from the Portmore people and give it to the poor people. And the people now who live in Portmore have to take the long route. Right? And I'm saying to myself, it is that we are, as Jamaican and people, we are so blinded that the people who you claim to love you don't really love you. Are you still support them?
Well, I see the point you're making, but you would agree, though, that with the development of the toll, that there's something had to be done about the causeway for one. And
I'm not agree with that.
Two, the road that's there now serves the purposes better than the causeway could ever have done, because imagine the number of the way the population in Portmore has swelled since the causeway was abandoned in exchange for this toll road. And then if you put in the toll road, but hold on, last thing I'm saying, remember, we were never in a position at that time, based on how that government managed our economy. We were never in a position to fund the construction of anything ourselves. So it had to be on a loan basis. And then if you're at the mercy of the person lending you money, then conditionalities, some of which are unpalatable, you'd have to still suck it up and move on. So that's what happened then.
I agree to somewhat, but guess what happened? We hold this truth to be self-evident that all men were created is equal and done by the creator of eternity and every right to life, property, and pursuit of happiness. Mm-hmm. And to secure these rights, government are instituted among men. Yeah. So I'm saying, even though you are doing something, you have to go for the interest of the people.
I'm agreeing with that. I'm agreeing with that. I see that. But yes. and then sometimes when those interests clash is when you have the problem. Yeah, and you have to rationalize. Okay, what do I do? What's the best course of action for the greatest number of people? And, it's one of those situations. But I take the point that you're making.
Before I go, the next again is that I am wondering then, why is it that the toll has to be going up so regular?
Because that's a deal that was signed from morning. Is not a new provision of the contract, It's on a appreciating scale to taking exchange rate movements and everything else. And they say that by doing it this way, the tenure of the loan, well, not the tenure of the loan is cut shorter, but this is how the money was structured to be repaid. Because again, remember, if you are in the position of you desperately need money to do something, and I have the money, and I say, well, you can get this money from me, but this is these are the terms under which you'll have to abide to pay me back. And you grudgingly sign the deal. You know, it's not a great deal, but you're desperate. So that's the position we were in, and that's the position the Chinese were in, the folks were in when they loaned us the money. They had the whip hand. We were begging. And for those who say economy can't, if we had a good economy, we could have funded a lot of things for ourselves partially, and we wouldn't have been in a position to sign bad deals.
But did we sign out the train line from going over Portmore? Is that the train line?
Yeah, man, because that would be a competing, that could compete, because again, it's not just people are moved across the line from Portmore to St. Andrew, you know. It's people, it's cargo. So the train carry cargo, potential to carry passengers as well. So if I'm the toll man, I wouldn't want anything competing with the toll that I'm collecting.
But Judge, if it was Mr. Gold, and even Mr. Holy did it, you think that the people, the PNP, many people in Jamaica would have just let it go like that? You think
well, it depends.
No matter the argument you come with,
it depends on the messaging against. But I'm just saying that on this day in sports, August 12, 2025, the Causeway could never be serving Portmore as it is now.
I agree.
Yeah, so there you go.
I'm not saying that people must think logically. I agree that when something can be explained and you understand, you can also accept it. But
agree with you.
That on one hand, you accept it, but the other hand, you won't accept it.
Agree with that.
In other words,
Thank
when
you.
JLP does it, you would get a beating right until now about it, regardless of what you said. But
All right,
JLP does it, and they are being seen as God.
All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Jonathan, good morning.
Hey, morning, George and Tana.
Good morning.
Morning.
I have been listening, you know, and I have a very interesting perspective. I hear one PNP MP aspirant mention Operation Reset. But this morning I'm really calling to say, if we understand the definition of the word reset, reset is to reorganize, rearrange, or in other words, go back to its original state. Where Jamaica are now and the advances that we have made under this Andrew Willis-led government, we would be out of our minds to be thinking about opposition looking to form government, and presenting to the people of Jamaica a reset. Reset for them would mean that we go back to mismanagement and misappropriation of funds, corruption, gangs, all the advances that we have made in tourism, health, security, all of that.
You know, Jonathan, I this is one of the best calls I've had, because you have highlighted the definition of reset brilliantly well, because people, you see, we just throw our own words, you know. Reset is exactly what you say. If you have a phone and you have 30 apps on it, you have a ringtone customized, you have the wallpaper with you in your car, or you standing beside your car, or you at Niagara Falls, or you up at Blue Mountains, or wherever, or you're up on the waterfront downtown and everything, and you say reset the phone. What happens to the phone? The phone go back to the factory settings. The same way you get it from the factory, without apps, without wallpaper, without ringtone, without all. That is what so when somebody says, boy, you come for reset to what? What were we before now?
Yeah, man,
why would I want you to reset Jamaica?
Yeah, I am grateful. I'm grateful, George, that you were able to have that perspective and also put a little more shine on the ball. But people must be careful. What is it that you are putting forward to people? Yeah, because we understand the loyalists of the People's National Party, and some of them you may never win. So my conversation this morning is aimed towards the undecided. People of Jamaica, we need to look around and look through one to eye. See what has happened in this country over the past couple of years, the advances, the gains. We don't need to be looking back. We need to move forward. I am not saying that this government is the best government ever, as I've heard some people said, but the records are there to substantiate that claim. However, what we must do is to realize that we are on a path, a trajectory that is leading us in a positive direction.
Yeah.
We have not had any report that is saying, and I'm not saying there isn't, but I'm sure the PNP would have highlighted it.
Yeah.
The reports are not showing any one thing that we can say we have moved backward.
Yeah.
And if you can think of it, you're more
Yeah,
learned.
yeah. But as I wrap, Jonathan, you are so correct, because I've said one of the things that hurts the PNP in this campaign is this. The PNP can't say, under our leadership, literacy and numeracy were at this level, and now it dropped here. Under our leadership, murder was this, that, and it dropped. That's the point. That's the point. I have to go I have to go, Jonathan. The time is up.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Well, I don't know how to get, but I understand it's number one show. So
there you go.
I've been trying from yesterday morning.
4%, sir.
You guys have a good day.
4%. Thank you. Thank you.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
8:27.
Fontana Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, household, cosmetics, toys, and more. The temperature by Fontana Pharmacy, it's all good inside, is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 29 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 25 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Who want something really nice, thanks and please. Burger King, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Who want something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Cheese and peas, man, I like. I got my set when I taste the new cheesy fries. Just 5 bills with creamy cheese sauce. Or load it up your way, you are the boss. Everybody sing this part. Who want something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas.
Get the new cheesy fries, limited time only at Burger King.
Want to save money and still protect your engine? Get Chevron Supreme Sin Blend Motor Oil, the blue bottle with a silver stripe. Now upgraded to synthetic blend, so your engine runs cleaner, longer, and stronger. Now available island-wide at service stations and leading auto parts stores. Ask for Chevron Motor Oil, your favorite blue bottle with a silver stripe. That's Chevron Sin Blend, your engine, good friend.
Data Protection Matters is brought to you by Design Privacy. We help you comply and build trust.
Welcome to Data Protection Matters. I am Chuka Emeka Cameron and I will be your host for today. So today we are going to be speaking about the right of the citizen to access their own personal data. Now that we are getting a little traction, members of the public are becoming more aware of their rights. They're starting to ask questions, and questions are always good. And I hope at the end of the day, I would have answered some of those questions that persons are beginning to ask. But before we get into the big question of the day, let us get our usual hot take from Priya. Priya, over to you.
The right of access case. Every DPO needs to learn from. Imagine this. You're a DPO and a regulator orders you to respond to a customer's data access request. You have a clear deadline. Months pass, and you still haven't formally complied. That's exactly what landed Trive Credit Spain in trouble. The Spanish Data Protection Agency, AEPD, fined the company 225,000 euros, reduced to 180,000 euros after voluntary payment, for ignoring a binding order under GDPR Article 58.2, which lets authorities compel controllers to act. Failing to obey such an order is a very serious offense under Article 83.6, with fines up to 20 million euros or 4% of global turnover. Here's the backstory. In March 2024, the AEPD told Trive to answer a customer's GDPR Article 15 request, the Show Me My Data right. The company had to either provide the data or give reasons for refusal and report back to the AEPD within 10 days. But after the deadline passed, And despite 2 follow-up notices in August and October, no confirmation ever arrived. Trive argued the customer, a former client engaged in multiple legal disputes, had filed overlapping complaints, creating confusion between 2 near-identical cases. They claimed they believed responding to one covered both. The AEPD disagreed, pointing out that Trive had acknowledged receipt of the specific order in this case and still failed to act. The regulator also stressed that a compliance culture on paper isn't enough. Under GDPR's accountability principle, you must prove you acted on time. Ultimately, the fine reflected both the nature of the breach and the year-long delay in resolving it. For DPOs, the takeaway is blunt. When a supervisory authority issues an order, treat it like a priority 1 incident. Track it, assign responsibility, set automated deadline alerts, and have backup staff trained to respond. One missed confirmation, even with complex case overlaps, can spiral into a costly, reputation-damaging penalty. If you found this case breakdown useful, hit subscribe and stay tuned. We turn real-world GDPR cases into practical lessons to help you stay compliant and confident.
Thanks, Priya, as usual. If it is you are interested in hearing more of Priya's hot takes, do remember that you can go to our Design Privacy YouTube channel, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, a new hot take is published. Back to the question of the day. The question of the day, and it has become very topical of late, is who owns medical records? Can a patient demand their records from a hospital? And this, for me, is a very big question, because unlike most other industries or most other professions, the legislation actually makes reference to the medical profession. Under the Data Protection Act, all citizens enjoy certain rights as data subjects. That is premised on the right to informational privacy that our constitutional declared that all citizens enjoy. And that right is that no one can use our personal data unless we give them authorization. In other words, our Chief Justice said, you see, we now, you, me, I now own my name, I now own the data about me, and I also own any opinions that have been written about me. And no one, no government, no hospital, no lawyer, no doctor can use my information without my authorization. Persons listening may say that doesn't make sense, because if nobody can use the information, how then do we conduct business? That is correct. No constitutional right is absolute. If it is, you are going to use someone's personal data without their authorization, it must be done in accordance with a law. And that law is a Data Protection Act. The Data Protection Act builds out all the necessary protections to protect the citizen when and where it is a government agency or a private sector agency or doctor or lawyer is going to use your information. They didn't only stop there. The law gave me and you certain rights because we own it. As owners of our personal data, we have the right to demand of any organization, be it a public sector organization or a private sector organization, to demand our personal data. The data controller has an obligation to give us that information within 30 days. Once that request is made in writing, the legislation requires that they provide us the information within 30 days. What does that mean, and what's the impact on the medical profession? I understand why the medical profession may be resistant to it or not fully understanding the far-reaching nature of that right. Because prior to the Data Protection Act, common law dictated that doctors or medical professionals own the intellectual property in the notes that they create about a patient, and you cannot compel them to share their medical notes of you. all of that changed with the Declaration of a Right to Informational Privacy, and all of that changed with that data subject right. The doctor no longer owns your information. You own your information. I had a recent experience. I was getting some treatment somewhere, a medical treatment, and after that medical treatment there was an assessment that was done by the medical practitioner. When that assessment was completed, I asked, "Can I get a copy of what you found?" And the medical practitioner told me, "No, that's mine." And I asked the medical practitioner, "Are you aware that there's a Data Protection Act?" They said, "Yes, I'm aware." And so I repeated the question, "Okay, are you aware that I have a right to my information now?" The response was, "That's what we have never done, and I'm not prepared to do that." So I just repeated myself and said, "Okay, this is a very serious question, and there is a Data Protection Act. May I get a copy of my results, please?" And reluctantly, I was provided. But if that was one instance, I can only imagine the general resistance that hospitals or bigger medical practitioners are being faced with. But regardless of not, we need to quickly appreciate that failure to provide that information within 30 days does expose all data controllers, not only doctors, lawyers, government agencies, to criminal exposure. So what did we learn today? We learned today that not only is there this big constitutional right that says we own our information, not only is there this law that says we have a right to access it, it means something. It means something for me, means something to you. You can go to your doctor and say, "Can I have my file, please?" And the doctor, the medical practitioner or hospital cannot charge you a service fee and make a profit off of it. If it is their cost to be covered in terms of the cost of copying, you may have to cover that. But if it's just to get a copy of your files, they are to provide it forthwith without any questions, only administrative costs. That was your Data Protection Matters for today. Join us on Thursday, where we'll provide a quick recap. And until then, start exercising your rights. You own your personal data. Until Thursday.
Data Protection Matters was brought to you by Design Privacy. We help you comply and build trust.
Make a good move to the Grace Food Festival, August 23rd, Hope Gardens. Children under 12 enter free. The time by Grace Food Festival is
8:39.
Looking for a gym that's got it all? Welcome to Express Fitness, where fitness meets convenience. With 24/7 access, you can work out whenever it suits you. And with island-wide locations, we're always close by anywhere and anytime. Love classes? We've got them. From aerobics to dance to spin, you name it, we've got it. Our certified trainers are here to take you on a journey. Call us at 888-FITNESS or visit our website at expressfitnessja.com. Express Fitness, your goal or mission.
A healthier you is brought to you by Express Fitness. Your goal is our mission.
8:40 on the clock. Now, vaccination in Jamaica is vital to protect children from preventable diseases, ensuring healthier classrooms and uninterrupted learning at school. It strengthens immunity, prevents outbreaks, and safeguards vulnerable peers. Last year, the World Health Organization said while childhood immunization in the Americas, including the Caribbean, showed encouraging signs of recovery, a significant gap remains. According to data released by the said WHO and UNICEF, over 1.4 million children did not receive a single dose of the diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis containing vaccine, marking an increase in so-called zero-dose children. For more on the importance of vaccination ahead of the new academic school year, I'm being joined by President of the Pediatric Association of Jamaica, Dr. Ludrick Morris. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, and thanks for having me. Good morning to the listeners. Good morning, Jamaica.
Very well. I mean, in the USA, Dr. Morris, there's been this debate about the efficacy of vaccines. And I never knew I'd live to see a time where vaccines were so pilloried and demonized, and people made it seem as if vaccine is the worst thing that could be administered to adults and children. Can you make the case for vaccines being a part of how a society, how a country moves to protect its people, especially those most vulnerable?
All right. So as a pediatrician and public health practitioner, I've had the privilege of seeing children grow, thrive, develop, move on to adulthood and be successful citizens. But I've also seen the other side of that, where it is that children suffer from disease, some of which are vaccine preventable conditions that retard their growth and development and become a significant burden to their families, and to a wide extent robs the society of their productivity. So I've seen both sides of it, and vaccines have really moved the world forward in such a way that many of the conditions that once were debilitating cause significant problems in our society in terms of illness, but also in terms of death and disability, is no longer around. So Jamaica has not seen a case of polio in so many years. Similarly, we have not had a case of measles locally transmitted in so many years. And these used to be things that used to haunt the society in terms of childhood illnesses and so on. So it is very important that we protect the society against these conditions. We know that as a country, we also struggle with the issue of cervical cancer. And now we know that there is a vaccine that prevents cancers of the cervix and penis and oral cancers in the form of HPV vaccine that can save lives, save livelihoods, protect families. Because the truth is that when a family member dies from cancer and that person is the sole breadwinner for the family, it really puts the entire family at a disadvantage. And therefore, vaccine preventable illnesses, we should take that opportunity to ensure that we protect the children from an individual basis, but also the society. Because there are also persons in the society who, for medical reasons, cannot receive the vaccine, or because of age limits, cannot receive the vaccines. And therefore, it depends on the society or the persons in the environment having a certain level of protection so as to protect those persons.
You know, still among people, even those who have children who are vaccinated, there's this fear that, listen, people can't be talking so negatively about vaccines if vaccines were safe. Are they safe? What the debilitating side effects? Are these even worse than the conditions they're trying to ward off? Your response to that?
All right, so vaccines in general have been well studied. It's one of the most studied medical interventions in the world. And even long after vaccines have been developed and tested in the field and being administered, there is a reporting system that looks at all possible side effects. And these are analyzed regularly. And based on that data, it has shown that vaccines are extremely safe medical products. And when you look at the benefits of vaccine, it far, far outweighs the minor risks associated with vaccines. Majority of vaccines, especially those that are injectable, come with redness and swelling at the site, fever because of the immune response to the vaccine, which is what it's supposed to do. Those are the most common side effects. Certainly, for other vaccines, it's discussed with the parent, the patient, as to what additional side effects may happen, what to look out for, and what to do if these occur. So I think that at an individual level, that conversation can be had. But when you look at it from a broader perspective, the benefit to the individual and the society far, far outweigh the risk associated with vaccines.
So as children are going through doing their medicals ahead of the start of the new school year, and parents are gearing up to bring those children to the medical centers and to the doctors for this to happen, your message to parents about vaccines in Jamaica and the importance of vaccination is what?
Right. So the important message is that school is very important, and we want the children to be in school and stay in school and be in an environment where they can learn. But by nature of the very fact that school brings so many persons together, children together in close proximity, it is the right environment for infection to spread. And if we can prevent infection, it means that children will be absent from school less. It means that children will be well. It also will save the parents, the doctor, the medication, preventing these children from coming down with these illnesses. So overall, it's the vaccination of children ensures that the society functions and that children can grow and develop as how they should.
Hear you on that. Dr. Lodrick Morris, President of the Pediatric Association of Jamaica. Thank you this morning, sir. All the best to you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Vaccination, very, very important ahead of the new academic school year, and Dr. Morris recommends it without reservation.
A Healthier You was brought to you by Express Fitness. Your goal is our mission.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
8:49.
The Birthday Club is brought to you by Burger King. Order the new cheesy fries from Burger King and load it your way with bacon, jalapenos, crispy onions, or extra cheese. Limited time only.
I walked the earth a long time and I've seen them all. I watch the weak arise and I watch the mighty fall. And though they try to rob I live every day. There's something in my sanity they'll never take away. A song to make the whole world sing. A song of love, a song of joy, of everything. A dream to make you realize life is real. A song that every living man can feel. True low class separation and high class disease. I walk with Marcus children living in a world of need. And some of them come and some of them go, and none of them know my name. Everything must come to pass, the song remains the same. A song to make the whole world sing. A song of love, a song of joy, of everything. A dream to make you realize life is real. A song that every living man can feel.
So that's the song our friend was looking for this morning. So you go to YouTube, you type in A Song by Chalice, and this is what will come up. Yeah, this is the song. Tona, before we go into the birthdays, I just wanted to play something for you. I saw this on one of the social media platforms, and I just found it very, very funny. Look at this.
Can you imagine not being Jamaican? Now think about it. Like, if A nightmare for me would be like having a dream where I'm not Jamaican.
Listeners,
was she heading somewhere?
He's a man. Yeah, the man sit down. We just played a video of a man sitting with a flag, with a hell of a piece of green cloth tie on the flag, and the man is in from head to toe green. Piece of green cloth, wrap him head like him or wrap him locks with green cloth. I mean, green and something else, solid green. Then the top is green. The other half is green. I don't know if it's a robe or what, but play it one more time, Mr. King. It's only 11 seconds. Please, I beg you. See it again. Look at this again.
Can you imagine not being Jamaican? Now think about it. Like, if a nightmare for me would be like having a dream where I'm not Jamaican.
Listen.
Oh my God!
Poor people are on a whole other level.
It man look like something from a Game of Thrones or one of them adventure thing. The man look like one of them wizard. Like
mood. Yeah, mood for sure.
All right, cool.
Coming on my life like snake in the grass. One with your fitness in the right path. One with your fitness in the right path. Never thought was a friend, now me like it like that. Coming on my life like snake in the grass. One with your fitness in the right path.
Well, I don't have time to beef. Lucky for you, my friend. I in a good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes right up to the limits. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. Good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes ain't cast in a minute. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. My friend and them couldn't tell you about me. Good people is good people. We only want love and we still good. Yeah. My family couldn't tell you about me. Good people is good people. We only want love.
80th anniversary of the end of World War II. Imagine that.
We block out the noises. We have to forget the voices. One day we gon' make it. We don't have to fake it. I give you my best. I give you the chain off my neck. I give you my love and respect. But now hear the story. Is you vex with me? Like I know you something. Like I know you something. When I hear the show now, is you vex with me? Like I know the wrong thing. Like I know you something. Oh, it's a good thing. I in a good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes right up to the limits. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. Good spirit.
That time of the morning when we tell some very special people happy birthday. Happy birthday to our friends on Facebook, Tyrone Davis, Alicia Anderson, Rika Farah. Happy birthday as well to, this one says, Misha the Goat. All right, Misha, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday as well to Marcia Samuels, Kofi Ann McDermott, Roxy Mitchell, Lawman Lynch, Lisa Chambers.
Lawman Lynch? Good man in New York. Big up yourself, Lawman. All the best to you, man.
Happy birthday to you, Lawman. Happy birthday greetings also going out to Lessell Hall, aka Jolly in Westmoreland. This one coming from your friend Arlene Rose. So happy birthday to you, Lessell Hall, aka Jolly, out there in the West.
Owen McClegan says, George, please say happy birthday to my lifeline, the most beautiful woman in the world, my wife Taniki. Yeah? I thank God every day for this woman. Have a wonderful day, my love. So Taniki, your husband Owen McClegan is ramping up and amping up the greetings to you. He says you are his lifeline, the most beautiful woman in the world, Taniki. Good morning to you from Owen McClegan.
Happy birthday blessings to little Aiden Irvin there in New York. Big up to you, Irvin. Aiden Irvin there in New York. The greetings coming from your mom and Arlene Rose. So happy birthday to you.
Arlene Rose said one?
She did.
Oh.
There are two.
Yeah, because SH was jousting, telling her that she never said nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, you did Arlene Barclays already, right? 14th birthday to Kaylee.
Now you can go ahead.
Yeah, so happy 14th birthday to my beautiful princess Kaylee, coming from your mom Arlene and your brother Jaden. So Arlene Barclays sending happy birthday greetings to her 14-year-old daughter Kaylee. And she says the greeting is also coming from your brother Jaden.
Banner Bamford is sending happy birthday to Shelly Noteman, aka Shelly. Happy birthday to you, Shelly Noteman. Hoping that all of your heart's desires come through on this your special day. Happy birthday to you.
There's someone in the chat called Scorpion whose birthday is today.
Scorpion, it's your birthday. All right.
Sting them.
Indeed. Happy birthday to you. And your YouTuber friends are wishing you long life.
Rosie Watt says happy birthday greetings to Mr. Lloyd Lawrence and happy 7th wedding anniversary to Mr. Lloyd and Mrs. Carol Lawrence. Have a great day. Greetings coming from Roberta. So Lloyd Lawrence, it's your birthday. It's also your 7th wedding anniversary. You are married to Carol Lawrence. And so Roberta is sending greetings of all kinds to both of you on this day.
And Marsha Samuels here sending happy birthday to her niece, Shanoya Samuels. Shanoya, good morning. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Wishing for you a lovely day. The greetings are coming from your aunt, Marsha Samuels.
Leroy Rotti says, George and Tana, today is Oren's birthday. So our YouTuber Oren, today is your birthday. Oren is man.
Seriously?
See, no, but you mean seriously like it's obvious? I may ask that.
No, man, George. You see, when you look at a name like PB, you probably wonder.
Yeah.
You know? But a Oren?
Yeah.
99.9999% sure.
It's a woman. No, you know why I ask? The Oren I know. Oren is, I don't know if you watched Kill Bill.
I did not.
All right. Kill Bill, there's a character in Kill Bill called Orenishi. The Japanese assassin. She's a girl, but like yes, yes, Oren. So I've always seen Oren and wondered, but you see, probably want to put me in all the way. I'm telling you, But anyway, Oren, you're a loyal member of the family, so happy birthday to you, and yeah.
Happy birthday to you, Oren. Wishing for you a lovely day.
Happy birthday to Sasha Neal at JN Banking Junction from all your staff. So Sasha Neal at JN Banking Junction in St. Elizabeth. Happy birthday to you at 876 Degrees, sending it on behalf of all the staff at JN Junction.
Hey, to you, Sasha. Happy birthday to you. Are those all the birthdays? If you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday to you. If it is your anniversary, happy anniversary to you as well. And a special happy birthday greetings going out to a VIB, very important birthday. Opal Lee, today is your birthday. Yeah, immigration attorney Opal Lee. Happy birthday to you, Lady Lee. Wishing for you a lovely day today.
Like I do the wrong thing, like I do you something. Oh, it's a good thing. I in a good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes right up to the limits, so don't hold me down.
The Birthday Club was brought to you by Burger King. Have you tried the Burger King's new cheesy fries? Get the best tasting fries topped with a creamy jalapeno cheese sauce. Get yours today.
Don't turn off the lights, that's what she like. Can't believe a sweet girl like you would I tell her. No sweetness.
And that's about it for the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Nationwide this morning. Thanks to our technical operator, Jermaine King, our super producer, Michelle McCray Smith, and our super editor, Kimoan Thompson. Up next, the Consumer Hour, and at 10, Cliff Hughes Online. I'm Tana.
Tomorrow, if life spear.
Good morning.
Flow like a melody. Go down, pretty girl, you are the recipe. Go down.
You just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.
Nice man can keep your interest. Come with flowers and they get dismissed. You have to handle the business proper. Oh Lord, tell you what she like. Tell you what she like. She wants some action in she life. Come good or just don't come at all. Tell you what she like.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.